Welcome to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast, where we discuss sports, fashion, music, and entertainment. Where trophies are temporary and medals are forever. What side are you on?
Welcome back to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast. It's your boy Batman with the Ebbtide Crew. We got Tony Love and Raheem Goodell in the building, and we also have some guest hosts, D-Moe, Chris, and Jimmy Robichaux. What's good, fellas?
What's up?
Hey, what's up? Thanks
Hey,
for having me.
How we doing? Thanks for having us.
All right, so this should be a fun episode. We'll be doing a draft recap. Got representation from, of course, the Saints, Dallas Cowboys, Tennessee Titans. So it should be good conversation here. Jimmy, you've been on before, so you already played this game. D-Moe and Chris, we play a game called How 504 Are You? So we got a series of questions we're going to ask you just to kind of give our audience a feel, your personality. So first thing first, liquor, brown liquor or white?
For me, it's brown. All about the crown.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Yeah, it's brown. It's brown. No other way.
Mm-hmm. On my birthday, Jesus' birthday.
When you draft with Jerry, the bottle looks like this.
Get it out the way quick.
Yeah.
Seafood boil or seafood gumbo?
I'm a
Gumbo.
I'll go with gumbo first.
Okay. No limit or cash money?
I love the question. Cash money still, always.
Cash money.
Who's your favorite hot boy?
Give me Juvie.
Juvie.
Okay, Jimmy, you had a question?
I've given this question a lot of thought since I've right. So I feel like that question is a little unfair because then you run into the thing of, well, is Mystical on Cash Money or is he on No Limit?
He
And
never
so
was
the
cash
Slim-
money. He was big boy.
Yeah, he was
He was
big.
big boy.
No, with that when he came back with that second run, he was on Cash Money for like 5 minutes.
I don't
Oh,
count that.
yeah, yes, he was.
I don't count that.
That's fair. I don't count that. Yeah, that would be post institution Mystical.
That's what I'm about to say.
Way to put that.
Yeah,
I don't count that.
Does he have a hit with Cash Money? That's the other question. I don't think
He had a couple
he had
features.
like two. No, he had like 2 songs because they had the one where Lil Wayne was on it and Baby did the hook.
Yeah.
And then he had another song that came out. So
He had something with Manny Fresh.
Yeah. So he never
couldn't put any marketing muscle behind it because
right.
Yeah,
Was his issue.
Right. It was a good song though. Both of them were good. They were great.
I mean, he don't miss. So I mean, it don't matter what label, he don't miss. So Juvie and BG is holding strong on that question. Anybody that picks Cash Money. Last but not least, New Orleans Saints or New Orleans Pelicans. Chris, I know this puts you at a bad position.
Both of them.
Chris is he's not 504. He's like he's 5.
You know what? all they got going for me down there is Popeyes. They can keep the rest of it. Well, hold on. Beignets. I'll get with that. The wife has to have the beignets.
But you done had a bunch of red beans at my house now. Like,
oh, okay. You know what? So I'll take the 5-0. Y'all can keep the 4.
Yeah, you are 504. Yeah, it's gonna be Saints all day for me.
Mm-hmm. And Jason come in with the stogie.
And a Vikings fan.
And a Vikings fan.
Whoa.
From
That
New
means you
Orleans.
got
From New
Skull,
Orleans.
fellas. Skull.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right, so it's about to get real interesting. So first thing first, I wish Chuck was here, but Trevor Lawrence going to Jacksonville wasn't the question. Do y'all think he can turn around them pretty quick, or this is going to be one of those situations where he puts up numbers and just kind of struggles through it?
I think it's going to be a Manning situation where we're going to get numbers first and some 4-11s. You know, it's eventually going to build up to something depending on if Khan stays the course and let Urban run the personnel. But Khan has came out publicly and said, I run the roster. So I don't know if you're going to get a cross between Jerry and the Ursays or what's going to happen down there. Year one's going to be fun. I'm curious to see what 2, 3, and possibly 4 look like.
I'm gonna say, you know, what do we have, a 17-game season to lose now? So that's what I'm gonna go 5-12, right? Like they're gonna come out of the gate pretty fast. I think Urban will have some tricks up his sleeve, but ultimately that roster is still not on point yet. It's gonna take Urban Meyer a little time to institute his program. I give it, you know, again, I'm gonna give him a range. I say between 5 and 8 wins. That honestly, that AFC South, no offense, D, but that should be everybody's for the taking. You know, like
it is.
Houston taking a step back. Indianapolis and that whole quarterback situation, they really don't have their identity yet. It's going to be between the Titans and Jacksonville. And if y'all can put y'all foot on their neck, you'll be fine. But if you slip to them, I mean, they might win 9 games, you know, anywhere between, you know, 5 and 9.
I will say they got big targets for him to throw to. So, I mean, they're good out there, but everywhere else, they need to plug in a lot of holes, especially on their defense, because they pretty much gave their whole defense away from the AFC championship game.
I think he's going to be a bust.
Ooh.
I think he played against sub-tier talent in the ACC, and then when he got into the playoffs, he played a hobbled Alabama in the championship to win that championship. And when they went against Ohio State, they smacked them in the mouth early, but you know, and the defense bailed them out at the end of that game. And then LSU, he had no answer. And then again this year with Ohio State, this year with a chip on his shoulder coming back from last year, you know, he had no answer. So when I see him playing against, you know, A1 talent, he's not had his best. And now that's what you're going to be facing every Sunday. And I don't think it's promising.
True, you can quickly get exposed. Look at Sanchez and Leinart and, you know, those runs. All that talent around you at SC, but once you got to on the big stage and we saw SC get exposed against Texas and we saw, you know, butt fumbles, and I don't even know if Leinart has any highlights. So nope. I can't be mad at that.
Right.
Here's why I think he's going to be a bust. There's no other way he can be, right? So unless he comes out and wins like 8 Super Bowls, which is not happening in Jacksonville, he's going to be considered a bust.
Yeah.
Like he can't win in this situation. Year one, he's not making it out the season without some type of knee injury. They're going to tear his leg.
Damn.
He has no offensive line at all. So their ACL, one of them alphabets is gonna get torn. It's gonna get torn. I don't care what it is, but something is tearing because he just doesn't have a choice. He has nice weapons, but again, that's all he has. They're all young weapons though. They didn't really sign anybody like big name, but then who wants to play in Jacksonville? Like, it's Jacksonville. It might as well be Cleveland. Like,
Can I jump into this one? Because
I was running on who the heck that was.
What happened? I agree. I agree with you. I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm gonna take it a step further, and I hope my comment is not too biased, but it may be by some people. There's really only one system I see this kid really surviving in. That's the Sean Payton system. If he was in that system, I say he has a chance. But without being under a coach like a Sean Payton, who's really good at developing quarterbacks, he's gonna be a bust, or he's gonna truly struggle.
I do think there's a layer of mystery here, and it's how is Urban Meyer going to do at this level?
That's what I was going to ask too. Like how he's going to scheme to put him in successful situations. That's what I'm curious about.
Easy. I mean, technically or whatever, it's kind of like a situation where all they're going to do is just take what work for him. I mean, his line is probably going to be better than it was in college. I mean, but free agency is still out there, whatever, where
they do have a lot of money to spend too.
Yeah, so it's like, free agency is still out there. And then I think they still have a legit, somewhat of a decent running game out there. So, Jacksonville, they kind of remind me of the movie Replacements. I mean, it's like a bunch of nobodies that will come together. They're going to have something to, prove or whatever. And, let's be realistic. Last time Jacksonville were really relevant when they first got into the league. So they can bring that chemistry back and get them motivated to win. I mean, I can see them win 9 games, 9, maybe 10. Yeah.
Jacksonville actually has signs saying party like it's 1999.
Yeah. And the pressure, like he said, the pressure is different. If Sunshine is drafted by the Jets, Giants, Cowboys, those blue blood teams, the Steelers, and they come out of the gate slow, they call him for his head, you're looking for his replacement inside of 3 years. Jacksonville, like we say, if they start getting disrespectful and they get a couple of Thursday night games and they get beat up by Knicks, Titans a couple of times, they'll be okay with that. The expectation is Super Bowl or bust is not there like it is in other towns.
Fellas, I gotta offer this. We talking like this kid is not coming from the same system that Deshaun Watson came from, and he doesn't have to be the same athlete, but he is mobile. He does have an arm. And let's talk about the schedule. They play in Cincinnati. They got the Texans twice. They got Indy twice. Buffalo, Miami, Arizona, the Niners, the Broncos, Rams, Patriots, Jets, Seahawks, Titans, and Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I like the kid's chances. I like Urban Meyer's chances. Anybody on here want to bet against Urban Meyer? Against those teams? I see a few of them.
But here's my comment to your Deshaun Watson argument. Deshaun went up against Alabama twice and put 400 yards on.
Sure.
He didn't bow down. This cat, when he faces superior talent, like it ain't that's his worst days. Deshaun Watson didn't even blink.
What you think, Jason?
I think with the new coach, this young man is now in the big stage. There's chemistry that got to be developed, scheme that he has to know, a playbook he has to know. You put all those things together, I can definitely see them being competitive. I don't see them making the playoffs. I see this like a 2 to 3 year plan for them. Just getting adjusted to being on the big stage. Mm-hmm. Urban Meyer, this is his first head coach in an NFL position, so that's going to take time. Jacksonville in the past history has not been very competitive anyway, so but I do think I would say in 3 years this team will be a force to be reckoned with if they make the right move defensively.
To win 9 the first year, I think is tough. Like you said, with all those factors coming in, that's going to be like,
if they can go 500, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, that's a realistic goal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't go 500, but 8 wins. Let's put it like that. 8 wins, I think, will be outstanding. 5 is realistic, but 8 will be outstanding.
And I'll be honest, I don't know much about the kid. Yeah, he won against Alabama, but was Alabama at their best? They didn't look that way. So.
Now, full disclosure, I've had some intimate time with this kid. This kid is your LeBron James. He's in the lab working all the time. I know a lot of people got put off by his comments, but that's how grounded he is that you could take football away and I'm not about to go in a hole and kill myself or nothing. He, very well rounded, but he's in the books. He's in the studying. He's into that John Gruden, what's his name? John Gruden film study. He's trying to.
You said it right, Chris. It was Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Sean Payton,
pick apart his nuances as a quarterback, and everything is like, what's going to make me better on the next play than the last play? Yeah, he struggled against Alabama, but damn, guys, it's Alabama. I mean, he struggled against FSU or Tennessee. It's freaking NFL light. So,
and the thing about it, and another thing too is, I don't know if it's fair to say, let's say he blew out Alabama, right? That doesn't translate to me that he's going to come into the league and blow it up.
Right.
You know, the NFL league is faster. Them fuckers are bigger, stronger. Yeah. The game is faster. You know,
ain't no physics major standing out there as the third corner.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think scheme, chemistry, that's going to take a while to build. 3 years, you ask me this question in 3 years, and maybe my answer may be different depending on how they do the next 2 years.
They got the AFC South, and they got the AFC. What's that? What
North.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, besides next tight,
it's a good
I see
schedule for their
four or
favorite.
5 wins right there.
And also, depending on how they start, you can see, do you want to just, hold it back and get another top pick the following year, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But, if they start hot, you got to keep going. So we'll see. It work in their favor. With the next pick, which I'm not a fan of, Zach Wilson going to the Jets.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
Tony Love?
Yeah. You poor kid. Poor bastard.
I mean, the Jets going to Jets, but it looks like they're trying to build up something better than what they did.
It always does, sir. It always does.
It looks good.
I don't know. I think the Jets is what you see is what you get. I don't know. I mean, seriously, I would have to see how the season, mid-season, I might be able to be like, all right, maybe. I don't know.
Who's quarterback for the Jets? Who's the Jets quarterback?
It's gonna be Zach.
It's gonna be Zach because
Darnold
with
Carolina.
It's gonna be Zach Williams.
Wilson.
It's gonna be Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said,
I'm gonna mute myself.
It's a different animal in New York, where Jacksonville, he's coming along. No, when you picking up the paper every day, this guy's a bum, and it's gonna be after like the first 5 minutes. This guy's trash, and you got to deal with that, and you got to deal with that monster that's the Big Apple. And if the Giants have any kind of success, if the Patriots have any kind of success, it's always a comparative thing. Like, man, you suck because you're not them.
Has the Jets ever had like a star running back? I can't remember.
Curtis Martin.
How many years ago was that?
Yeah, it was a Leon Washington.
It's like they get the star quarterbacks out of the college leagues, but then everything else around them is just like mediocre.
Well, they did pick up Tevin Coleman. So I'm gonna give them a little credit. They're trying to build, right? They picked up Elijah Moore. They drafted Elijah Moore, that dude out of Ole Miss.
Sir, we do not compliment former Falcons on this.
Oh, is that right? Okay, that's
let's just.
I'm gonna throw the flag on that. That's my bad.
Hey, but we could be honest. There was once upon a time.
Major. That's
yeah. All right.
But there was a stop sign.
I deserve that. I gotta look deep within myself. I gotta ask myself some tough questions, really.
But there was
whether-
once upon a time the Jets were good. That's not like cancel them out completely.
Yeah.
When was this
It was-
now?
Well, when was this?
It was Joe
I
Namath, right?
mean,
Hey,
I mean,
When was this?
technically,
Talking
We was
to
in our
Chad Pennington.
we was in our
They
late
went
20s,
to the,
early
they
30s.
get up to the, didn't they go to the AFC
man.
Championship like 3 times?
Back to back, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, once upon a time, every NFL team has been good at
At some point, right?
At some point.
Hey.
But the Jets and the Browns have consistently been, except for last year, the
Absolutely.
Browns stepped up their game, right? But the Browns and the Jets,
Right.
man, they've always had that bad spell of terrible seasons. So
Feast of famine.
Yeah.
Like you said, they made the AFC Championship a couple times, but outside of those
Yeah.
2 or 3 years, you know, they definitely sub 6 wins almost every other year. So
I mean, even Atlanta made it to the Super Bowl twice. So I mean, hey, look,
Unless the clock is right twice a day.
What the hell?
I got more faith. I got more faith in Atlanta than the Jets.
Yeah, that's a easy.
Yeah.
I got
yeah.
faith they're gonna make it. That they're not gonna win, but they're gonna make it though. At some point.
At some point, they will be there.
But that's the Bills. That's the Bills division now. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
And look how long it took. Look how long it took Buffalo to rebuild. Shit,
yeah.
I remember when Buffalo was like the team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like 4 years they went to the Super Bowl in a row.
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
years,
They
something
were,
like
they
that?
were like
Yeah.
fire, like
look at
when
Chris.
that whole Thurman Thomas and Chip
Yeah.
Kelly thing was coming together. It was like,
James
okay,
Lofton,
okay.
hell yeah.
Did they lose to in that Super Bowl, Chris?
I think they lost that twice to the Dallas Cowboys. Let me hold on 1 second. I gotta grab something here. Got my props so we can preach a little bit.
Okay.
So we can
don't
talk
need-
from Talk from the book of Super Bowls, chapters 6, 12, 27, 28, and 30. So I mean, we can talk about it if y'all want to.
Dust on that bill though.
Okay.
Dust
Yeah.
that bill off.
So I'm
He gonna grab that
I'm
bill
just-
and gonna disintegrate.
All right.
I'm just curious. What fans do we have in this podcast? I see Titans, Batman, and the other brothers. what do you-
Cowboys,
Cowboys.
Saints,
Saints.
Hold up. Let's just clear the air. I didn't need to know what type of Cowboy fan you are, Chris. Do you think Tony Romo was an elite quarterback?
Tony Romo was an elite quarterback.
You full of
I agree with him.
Tell you why. Here, let me tell you
I
why.
agree with him. Absolutely, he was an elite quarterback.
He was elite. We never played first off, we never played complimentary football. I mean, we kept putting him in positions to fail. It's like I'm gonna let sorry teams like, you know, if I'm LeBron, I'm gonna let sorry teams like the Hawks hang around, and then it takes a 3-point heave for LeBron to win the game. That's only gonna work so many times.
That's fair.
You got Marion Barber, you got all these running backs. You first and go from the one. And instead of running the run play, let's run a flood right. And with Jason Witten with 3 linebackers hanging on him and Dez in the back of the end zone. Oh, that shit didn't work. Oh, holding penalty. Now we're back. Next thing you know, we third and 15 from, we third and goal from the 23. Oh, Romo didn't put it in the end zone. Okay, you had it first and goal from the one.
And let's not get it twisted. An elite, not all elite players win championships.
Hello,
Yeah.
Dan Marino
Okay.
was
No.
Dan Marino's Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks.
Hello.
Dan
Elite teams and well-coached teams win championships.
Yep.
Right.
Period.
Man, you gonna slow the fuck down?
And full disclosure, I know we don't talk about the Falcons on here. I am a big ass Matt Ryan fan, and
Matty
You know
Ice.
what? Hey,
I get ready to throw blows at people. Oh, we can't win until Matt Ryan's going. It ain't Matt's fault that you blowing games 40-38, 51 to 42. That's your quarterback's fault. Come on, people.
He's got to take some of the blame, though.
Some of it, not all of it. But then, I mean, are there any Falcon fans on here before I go in off on the
No
diatribe?
Falcons fans. No
Okay.
Falcons fans.
Hell no.
Fuck them, because they sit there in that dome. Oh, we can't win until we get a black quarterback in here. Man, kill that shit. Your whole effing organization, Arthur's not on here. Your whole effing organization needs an overhaul. As D-Moe would always say, a gumption overhaul. So don't blame it on your quarterback. It's not solely your quarterback's fault. And getting a black quarterback, I might sound like Uncle Ruckus on here. That's not your answer. If I take Justin Fields and put him in there, and Dan Quinn don't know what the hell he's doing, and Cotter never makes an adjustment, he becomes Teddy Bridgewater. He becomes Aaron Brooks. He becomes.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Jeez.
Jamarcus Russell.
Aaron Brooks. Oh, that hurt.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, funny you say that. Aaron, I had one of the guests that was supposed to come on is Aaron Brooks' cousin. So that would have been epic if he was in here. But he listens, so I'm pretty sure he'll call me after he hears the episode.
I never had a problem with Aaron Brooks. I had a problem with his reactions to things.
Yeah.
Because it's like you going out there, you throwing. I understand you got to keep a positive attitude. You got to stay up. And now you laughing.
How do all of y'all remember that play? I've had separate conversations with each other. It's the first thing that comes up. This dude throwing a backwards pass.
He did a lot of good.
And he never looked at plays. Oh, we're gonna do this next time. He just came and sat down on the bench.
Right. Hey, Ant, you gonna go long. Jim, you gonna go short. All right. And then Chris, you're gonna do like a 5 and out. And then I'm gonna run around and then like,
straight credit, please.
And then I'm like, right, y'all ready?
Who even know the name of his teammates? Hey, you 84. All right, you gonna run a ball.
Look, I personally think when he used to, get back in the pocket, he's like, get open, Joe. Get open, Joe. There you go. That's it.
Oh man.
Get open, Joe. Oh, look, Dante.
Oh man.
What you sipping on, Batman?
Martell. Little yak.
Little yak.
Yak on the
move out of place and get fancy.
What you say, D-Moe?
I say it's something special about drinking cognac on it. When you drinking cognac on a Sunday, you try and get your mind right for the week.
That's exactly what it is.
That's usually a Friday drink. Friday shit for me.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. Like, damn it, I got 5 meetings in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 people that's on vacation. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right.
All right, let's take a quick break. Join back that same link, and then we can jump into the what I call the pick of the top 10, the San Francisco 49ers, picking their quarterback in the future.
All right.
All right, next up with the third pick, the 49ers, to some people threw a curveball and drafted Trey Lance. They paid a high price to get up to the third pick, and people were in the media were saying Mark Jones, which every 49 fan I knew was going to catch a heart attack if that was the case. But they went with Trey Lance, which I'm guessing they're going to sit him that first year. Do y'all agree with the pick, or y'all feel they should have went Mark Jones right now? Go with the guy that's ready, per se.
I'm not a fan of Mac Jones. I didn't think too much of him, really. There's a reason why you only started your senior year, in my opinion. So I think he was the last best quarterback.
Yeah, I think a lot.
He walked in the draft like he was about to deny all of us on this podcast alone. Like
he walked in like on Breakfast Club or some shit.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go a whole another route with this, and then I'm gonna pass it off. I look at the Trey Lance situation. I'm actually glad that worked out, because that same night, Aaron Rodgers gave a thumbs up to the Green Bay Packers to trade him to the 49ers. And that would have been hell for everybody on this call had Aaron Rodgers in San Francisco. So I take Trey Lance all day. Like, okay.
Yeah. If that trade went through, imagine how Matthew Stafford would have fit. Fuck. Can't hear this dude.
I get here.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers went to the Niners. They're going to the Super Bowl.
What?
The rest of us are sitting at home.
Yeah, like immediately.
Facts.
So what Florida? He is on.
Back up. They're going to the Super Bowl this year?
If they would have had Aaron Rodgers.
I'll go another one for you. If they got Aaron Rodgers, they will go to the Super Bowl, and I think Kyle Shanahan will get fired down the line.
And get fired?
Huh?
And get fired because he's stupid?
Yes, because he's stupid. That's right. You lost 2 Super Bowls, sir.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Trey Lance does not have a bunch of experience, and I don't know that Garoppolo is even the answer. I mean, again, thank God Shanahan only has Garoppolo. I think if he had a better quarterback, that system is just, I mean, it's just hard to deal with when all their pieces are healthy.
Yep.
But in the case of Trey Lance, man, that's opening up a whole nother skill set that he could sit by and kind of toy with as he starts to develop that. But that kid does not have a lot of college experience, let alone he went to
what was it, 17 games?
Yeah, 17 games and only 318 pass attempts.
Yeah.
Like Trubisky, Trubisky had what, 12?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that?
Yes, they started this senior year.
So I know Floyd mentioned this the other day in the chat with the Broncos trying to get Rodgers. And basically what you said, Floyd, was they should be content with Teddy Bridgewater and not worry about getting Aaron Rodgers for 2 or 3 years. I just don't get that.
Well, here's my reasoning behind saying that, right? So Rodgers is going to do a FAR, which he's not going to stay in Denver for too long or whatever the case may be. So my thing is with Teddy, at least they get some type of stability, you know what I'm saying? And they still got the other dude too. If you go with Rodgers, you're probably talking about maybe a 1-year contract, and he's trying to, because technically he's going to try to get back at Green Bay for what all they did, right? So
I agree with that.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense. And
I mean,
and even though Aaron Rodgers is probably the most talented, but I understand what Floyd is saying. Stability-wise, it's just better to go with Teddy because your boy Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna be that 1 year and out. He's gonna be like a hit it and quit it. You hear me?
But they've done it before, though.
Right, but you're gonna end up on the Vikings or whatever, then not win and then go somewhere else and then he retire. No offense, Jake.
What if he follows the Manning, the Manning path and delivers that Super Bowl for Denver in 1 or 2 years? I'm a starving ass Cowboys fan like me. I'll take that one and go into oblivion for another 10 years. Just give me that one again.
That's why the Cowboys. Never mind. Go ahead. Never mind.
Wait, how many Super Bowls collectively on this call here? All right, I'll be quiet.
Y'all want to go there, huh? Okay.
Oh man.
Well, just to put this joke out there, Chris. Well, how
won the Super Bowl lately? Who's won the Super Bowl lately? When's the last time the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl?
January 30th, 1995.
Oh damn! Shit. I mean, he
got it tattooed on his arm.
That's pre 9/11.
Look,
that's pre 9/11.
Hey, man. Look, 1995. I mean, shit. What? I was still in high school. Man.
Freaknik was hyped then.
I'm 42 now.
Went from Super Bowl to the Freaknik. I was good that year.
And the world was so different, man. Again, we didn't have half the security we had at airports.
Oh, and we could do stuff and not worry about, hey, somebody got a cell phone filming this. Thank God.
Right.
Thank God.
Just think, man. Still, if you got filmed or if you got anything filmed, somebody was like this with it. Like somebody had that.
look like a whole TV studio.
The Cheaters crew.
95 is a long time ago, man. That's and I know you got 5. What you got? 5 of them, right, Chris?
Yes, 5. And remember, it's like a pimp named Slickback. Say the whole name. The 5-time world champion Dallas Cowboys.
That's right.
Oh man.
Yeah. Speaking about
a Lunch High alumnus, I can't.
Speaking about Freaknik, we have any Greeks on here?
Not me.
No. Just you and
okay.
You,
I knew it as one. Okay. Yeah. All right. See you 5 beta.
I was independently running wild out there.
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Starting to wonder, Chris, how many kids you got?
3.
You all right?
3 that I know of.
3 that I know of. Somebody show up. I was born in 1990. Whoa, okay. Y'all see me on what's that, Maury? Well, it was Freaknik. Oh man, y'all know what he done.
That could have been anybody. Freaknik.
How y'all feel about the Falcons with Kyle Pitts? I think.
Fuck Kyle Pitts. I'm done.
Damn.
I'm gonna say this, man. That the dude is gonna be a matchup nightmare. The problem is, it's like, what difference does it make? The offensive line can't protect, right?
Man.
Like, there's no time for him to be great out there on a route if you don't have time because Matt Ryan is under siege. Unless when they didn't take a stud offensive lineman, I'm like, man, that Kyle Pitts, that's cool, but again, that's basically Julio in the slot. Like that's a
man.
Look, trade Julio. So
say, bro, my daughter can line up with him, and he still won't catch shit.
Twin, are you drinking and driving?
He got it.
Hey man, I hate Atlanta. I hate Atlanta everything.
He not drinking and driving. He's stopping and sipping with it.
Hey, I'm hating right now.
But did y'all seriously? Like, did we look at that from across the aisle and say, "Damn, we got to deal with Kyle Pitts"? Or
no.
They're gonna screw it up. They're gonna find a way to mess it up.
No, because
I said that. Well, I agree with you. I said that. I said Kyle Pitts is going to be a problem. The only difference is now, if they trade away Julio, Kyle Pitts is not going to be as big of a problem
because he can get double.
Right. So now it's kind of like I don't know, but he's still going to be a matchup issue. But he's going to be what's the guy name? LG Crumpler or
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah,
Jay Santiago.
He's a problem, but you know.
Yeah, but so is your offensive line.
Yeah. Again, you didn't,
and your whole defense.
Yeah, you didn't address what you needed. I mean, fantastic tight end at 3rd and 15 and 3rd and 17. That's not the business.
Here it is. I got it for y'all. And Kyle Pitts scores his 3rd touchdown of the game, and the Falcons are now down 41-20.
Yes.
I will be fair and say Atlanta defense can be something to reckon with if they get it together. If they get it together. You know, I mean, I will say, but I mean, to be honest with you, with the NFC South is everybody versus Tampa Bay. So that cheat code.
That's cheap. You got to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm saying that'd be realistic. They stack like the Eagles and the Rams, but it worked.
They signed all 22 back too, by the way.
Yeah, all the starters are back.
Yeah, they coming right back. Yeah. But here's some draft night stuff for y'all too. Like, again, every pick, everybody on Twitter is like, "Oh, what the hell was that?" You know, there's one team. I don't know who Tampa picked, but ain't no Super Bowl champion. Like, man, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
How you pick him?
How you gonna pick none?
You still in the hands of the Super Bowl. You don't care who they picked. It's like, oh,
right.
Well, we trust him.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it this way: my Cowboys drafted 5'8" Kevin Williams after that second Super Bowl. We were, cool, another Miami receiver. Bro, you couldn't carry Michael Irvin's jockstrap. So Super Bowl champs don't care about them picks.
Right.
But that's also how you build, though. I mean, you gotta hit on those, that number 31, 32 pick, to carry over. But I mean, Tampa is set, you know, as long as Brady is holding it together. That's the key.
Brady at the helm. Yep.
I think the Tampa Bay championship run is actually a one and done. Personally, it's kind of like, because my whole big thing would be, you know,
it's hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
and that's what he has against him. I mean, the Patriots done it. Patriots did it twice, right?
Just once.
Yeah.
No, they repeated once.
Oh, they did it once.
Yeah,
but I don't. Has any other team done it one time like the Patriots?
No, the Patriots the last team to do it.
Not in the modern era.
So the Niners didn't do it.
Yeah, Niners did it. But I'm saying
Niners did it. Cowboys did it, and the Broncos and Patriots.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't think. That's why I think Kansas City was going to do it. It's hard to do it.
It's hard, and especially, I mean, they were cruising until they lost their tackles, and they addressed that in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
They lost them in the AFC Championship game. Yeah, that's the killer.
That's the worst time to lose it, because you can't work out that chemistry, you know, throughout the last couple of games or whatever the case may be.
We can't discount that stink. We can't discount that stink with Andy Reid's kid. Now, had that been one of us of color,
Chris
Davis Jr., it would have been every play. Well, what is Chris thinking about with his son? Man, come on. So I know Andy was going through some things, so can't discount that as well.
I mean, you can look at what that was when Atlanta was in the Super Bowl that year, and the guy, what it was, I think he had got a transsexual prostitute or something like that.
Eugene Robinson.
Yeah, like
I'm glad you brought
that was just look, that was like every 5 plays. Like, well, I wonder if that's affecting him.
Affecting him, and Denver went right after him.
Right.
Yeah.
First play.
First play.
They're running nickel here. They're running nickel here, and Eugene Robinson is not on the field. Chances are, the incident last night, it's got to be a reason why he's not on the field. They're in nickel because Eugene Robinson.
Yeah, that media always find a way to maneuver in whoever favor they want.
Nick, I want to ask you something. We never talk about the Titans until the Titans get on that roll that they get on, and then everybody's watching Derrick Henry throw people left and right. Why is nobody talking about the Titans?
I can talk about the Titans right now. Fuck Tennessee Titans.
Well, there's that.
Well, because we're not the sexy team. Like nobody wants to watch Derrick Henry throw dust 30 times a game. Like no one wants to see. They want to see that one stiff arm in the game, but nobody want to watch the other 29 carries that leads to that moment. So
Nick,
everybody want to throw.
You have great insight on what we should expect from the Falcons as well, right? Like that's your offensive coordinator that came to the Falcons, right?
Yeah. So he's creative, and I think he has better weapons with the Falcons as far as Julio and Ridley and now Pitts. But the other part about it is the reason he can be creative is because he had that running game that, you stack 8, 9 in the box. He's not going to have that in Atlanta. So that's what's going to be curious to me. But like I said, no one wants to watch. Like in the beginning of the season, nobody's thinking about watching the team that's going to, run down the clock, chew clock, 30 carries a game, inside the tackle, swing pass, screen, run. Like nobody wants to see that shit. It's Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. Nobody want to see that shit. I'm just being realistic. Like that's not the sexy team.
Hey, y'all are the new Seahawks before all the hype.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
28 bubble screen with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He break that shit. Nobody want to watch that shit until, like you say, until we win 8 in a row. It's like, oh, I guess we got to pay attention now.
I'm waiting for Chris to say that Derrick Henry is just a glorified Marion Barber. Like what is it? What part?
Marion the Barbarian, yeah. No, that's a different beast right there, D-Mo. That song is right there. And it's funny because I wrote him off. I was one of Derrick Henry's gonna be this. Like Nick said, I got a little sleep like, man, this shit, whatever. They just gonna hand the ball off 30 times and play defense. Then I was like, okay, shit.
Well,
it works.
I was definitely pissed off when Tennessee took Caleb Farley, man. Like,
yeah, and that's why he cussing me out, because we've been having our eyes on him the whole time, and the fact that he fell to us. Yeah. I know the injury, like, and him sitting out kind of pushed people away, but it worked in our favor because we've been like, that's all in everything I've listened to and read from the Titans fan pages and stuff. I mean, we needed a cornerback. We got rid of Dory. We got rid of Malcolm Butler. We needed corners, and that's why we got him and we got Molden's son. But we just needed help in the secondary because we couldn't cover shit. That's the other part about it. That's the reason why we hand the ball off to Henry so many times, because we're trying to limit you from getting on the field and passing the ball because we couldn't cover shit. Like we were getting burned every play. So we got to keep the ball out of the other team's hand to have a chance.
So when Derrick Henry breaking for 90, y'all getting you mad?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like damn, the defense go right back on the field.
Fall out on the one.
You know what I'm saying? But
he definitely checked all the boxes. He definitely checked all the boxes for the Saints. Oh, back injury? Oh, check. Oh, wait. ACL injuries? Oh, check. Oh, he COVID positive too?
Hey, all he needed was a broken neck, and he would have been good. What's your boy that had the broken neck from Tulane? That y'all?
Delvin. Oh no. Bro had one.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. From LSU.
Yeah, McDonough 35 graduate.
Here we go with the prison school.
Oh man.
But y'all had them hoes though. That's I appreciate y'all.
It is what it is.
I've been it's funny, 35 joke. I've been in y'all reunions more than I've been to my own school reunion. That's a true fact. That's a true fact. I've been to y'all reunion more than my own school. And I went to St. Aug, so it
Okay.
is what it is.
Okay. All right. I saw you on the fence. I saw you on our fence.
Let's jump into the Saints draft. How, I mean, other than Farley not getting taken there, how do y'all feel y'all draft look as far as building?
Economical. That was it.
What's the word? Great value.
Great value. Yeah.
It's a great value draft.
Yeah.
I mean, Turner wasn't supposed to go that high. I'm gonna say that right now. But if that's your guy, and if you're trying to build at that position,
you got to take him.
And we were scant on picks. We had to get him when we had to get him.
Yeah. And
people always talk about trading back, but you also got to have a partner to trade back with.
Right.
So,
and that D line, that D line's gonna be ferocious again this year.
And honestly, that's why I don't have a problem with, like, people were just like mad about them taking. I was mad at the fact that they took him so early, but again, this is what I'm pissed off at Tennessee about, because had they not taken Farley, the Saints wouldn't have felt like they had to take pick, because the idea is, I think I I had posted about it. I was like, that pick is that two of spades that actually walks. But you got to play it now, because if not, you're not going to have a chance later on. Like, that's basically what that pick was. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do this, but and then they signed old boy whose name I'm not going to even try to pronounce, the one from the Chiefs. Yeah, him, that guy. Him. So I could definitely see a package where it's just basically a speed rush, where it's him, Davenport, Jordan, and Peyton, and it's just a straight speed rush to try to get to the quarterback. And that's why I say I understand the pick, because you can move all of them around interchangeably on any position on the D line and just basically just rush the quarterback all day. So I get it. I just wish we didn't have to.
Yeah. I will say we can't act like Trey Henderson is gone. Is not gone.
Right.
That's a
good point.
Whether we want to act like it is or not, like, we still got Cam Jordan. I mean, okay, right?
But he had like 17. How many sacks did he have? Henderson.
Henderson, I think about 15 or 16,
something like that. Yeah. So I mean, that's a chunk of talent.
And didn't get all pro bowl.
Right. Him or Ramchek.
At all. Now the rest of the picks, I don't know.
Great value. Walmart.
Look, because so like I had to actually went watch film of D-Moe. He great value, yeah, but it's just like, because the game I actually watched was in his junior year when he played against Justin Herbert.
Okay.
And I can say he frustrated Justin Herbert that whole game.
Yeah.
It was, and then I saw another game where he played in Cal where he was having like one-handed interceptions and stuff like that. So I understand the athleticism and the reason why they took him. Again, just wish you didn't have to, right?
Yeah.
That's, you kind of forced, because it didn't go their way. Had Farley fallen all the way there, because you're not going to trade away your whole draft like you've been doing to get Farley, and then now he's another Davenport that he can't stay healthy and get on the field. Now you're basically hamstringed for the next 2 or 3 drafts, because you're trying to make up for what you did with Davenport, which is what's going on now. So you definitely don't want to make the same mistake with Farley. So now you got to take this guy, and it's like, again, I see where you're going, and that only works again if you decide to say, well, you're going to sign somebody like a Richard Sherman, and then it becomes a mentorship type thing for the next year or two or whatever, maybe. But there's a guy from the Steelers, I can't think of his name, Stevens, I think that's his last name. If they sign him, I'll be cool with that as well. But it's just a thing of like, even the Ian Book, don't understand it at first. And then when I watch it, it's like, oh, that's your, damn, I can't even think of the guy's name right now. What's the quarterback name?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I can't even remember that. That's your Taysom Hill imitation right there. It's just a shorter Taysom Hill, where you're gonna put him in a bunch of little, RPOs, and he's gonna do a little bunch of gadget plays and stuff like that, because that's what he's good at. But if he decides to drop back and throw it, his arm strength is good enough because again, you were dealing with Drew Brees' arm strength, which was like 15 yards and drop. So if you can make it, if you can make it with that, you can definitely win some games. If you had to go with him.
I'm gonna let that slide.
Hey, all you said was, again, I say it every year, they suspect until proven guilty.
Everybody's suspect.
Yeah.
No. The Saints been suspect for like the last 3 to 5 years. So
Let me ask y'all this. So, what's up with y'all taking Ohio State players? Like, is that like in the contract? Like, what the hell is that?
Man, I was shocked as hell when Sean Wade kept falling. I'm like, why is he not a Saint? Like, that kid supposed to be a Saint.
So I have
no
theory
idea
about that.
Yeah.
But the conspiracy theory that I have links into the whole conspiracy theory of the Saints don't draft LSU players. So I feel like the idea is, well, we're not going to take LSU, but we're going to take number 2, which is always Ohio State, right? They're always right there on that cusp of just winning it, but they never actually do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what that is. It's like, okay, we want that talent, but we don't necessarily want that talent from down the road.
So that sounds like that's a real thing, because my dad and my whole family and D-Moe will tell you, being around here in Atlanta, Falcon fans get frustrated because no players from Athens ever gets their name called. It's like, what is that about? You know, and it's the same thing with Dallas. We rarely take Texas players.
It's too many distractions at home. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's what all I got on.
But it's interesting because in our case, I think, Jimmy, you on to something right there too, because like we are passing up the best available player.
Right.
Exactly.
With the LSU, like we moving way past. Like again, nobody on here was thinking this kid from Houston. Nobody was thinking that. Mm-hmm. And for all of the corners that we lost, again, once Greg Newsome was off the board, I was like, oh Lord, we in trouble now. Because once Farley was gone, Farley went to Tennessee, and then Newsome went to Cleveland, which they're gonna be a problem. We could get into them in a minute. But I'm like, I don't know where we're gonna go next. And then what do you know? We're going after a Houston defensive end. And I gotta say, I'm not one of those people too. Just because I ain't heard of this kid doesn't mean like I'm not Jimmy the Greek over here. I'm like, and then you start watching film on the kid, you're like, okay, I see what it is. Like you said that before. I see what they're trying to do. And they plugging in holes. But once we start getting into those later rounds, man, like,
you gotta start taking the talent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But do we really doubt Sean Payton at Marcus Colston though?
No, not at all.
And see, that's exactly why I feel like the picks that they made were like really arrogant picks, right? Like to take the wide receiver.
Because I can do this.
Yeah, in the 6th round,
right,
when you know you needed a better one or one of more value.
Right.
Says to me, okay, I've been doing this with, I've taken a lot less talent or at least a lot less perceived talent and have turned them into something. So if I can do that with this one, which Marcus Colston wasn't even a wide receiver, he was a tight end.
Yeah.
So if I can take him and make him the all-time, most yards Saint ever, then clearly I can take somebody that has more talent and do something even more with it. So again, arrogance in a lot of his picks, but I get it, right? I see what you're trying to do. It's just
Pete Warner is basically Anzalone with a fade, with a ball.
I see Anzalone with a shape up. That's it. That's all. That is it.
Oh man.
But they did sign Trill Williams, so I guess that's something.
I think the Saints will be fine. I mean, it's going to be different this year for you guys, but I think you guys are going to be scrappy.
It's going to be a lot of close games.
Yeah, a lot of close games. You're going to come out, winning
heavy on
big leads. Right. So same thing with the Vikings, man. They
different. That's we've been living that nightmare for the last few
right.
Yeah, but I would say the last 2 years you've been pretty competitive and you've been blowing out teams. I think this year it's going to be more of a, you know, you're going to battle all 4 quarters and you're definitely going to win some games. You're not going to be blowing people out. You've been doing 2 years, but. Are you not drinking Coronas, fool? Can you open that?
And that's actually why I say these picks are what they are, because if you notice the Saints, the games that they've been losing, it's always in the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like we're up by like 2 or 3 touchdowns in some kind of way, somebody comes back. So the picks that they have now, if you notice, nobody's he's a cornerback, he's a D lineman. Everybody it's all athletes. It's all like
versatile.
Yeah, it's like, you know, or well, he can play this, but he also can do this. And I think that's like, so when everybody gets the 4th quarter and that, because I don't know what it is about conditioning in New Orleans. I don't know if it's the gumbo. I don't know what it is, but it's like in the 4th quarter, everybody tired. Everybody on that portable cow, just like, hey. So it's like, nah, we need somebody that when that guy's tired, we can just plug him in and it's cool. He's not that same level of talent, but at least
he can get by.
He ain't PJ Williams.
So, I definitely think depth has been to our advantage the last few years. I mean, we've had some incredible depth the last few. I mean, just think of between Jenkins missed some games last year. Again, Breeze was out. Breeze was in and out. Kamara missed some games the year before last.
He did.
We're still in the conversation.
Right.
Michael Smith got Smith got suspended.
Yeah.
We're gonna be all right.
Jason, what you think about your Kirk Cousins feeling right now with them getting another quarterback?
You know, I mean, I think it's healthy. I mean, I think it's good to put pressure on that dude, right? I mean, he's had 3 years to get his shit together, and you know, I'll be honest. I like Kirk Cousins. I like the throws he make. He's not the most mobile guy, but I think with a stronger offensive line, that dude can change games.
I've seen him in person. That's a big ass kid. I seen him when they played Grayson when he was at IMG, and I'm 6'3", and I had to look up to him. And because when I was looking at him on the field, he was scrambling all over the place. I'm like, damn, he's fast. So I'm thinking he's like a little, 6'1" type cat, that's just, shifty and stuff like that. I was like, nah, this is legit 6'4", 6'5".
That was good. That was good. Y'all took somebody. Y'all took that offensive tackle in the first round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was nervous when they traded. I was like, what the hell? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna relax here. I'm gonna relax. Hope it makes sense.
But he fits that y'all protocols, that run game.
Yeah.
Because y'all got a top 5 back in the backfield.
So I'm happy with the picks, and I think it was a smart move to make moves defensively before the draft even happened.
Get some guarantees.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter be back next year. Barr be back. So defensively, I think we'll be tougher. The question is, are we going to be at that heightened defensive team that we've been, I would say, in the last 3 years? But that offensive line is our pain point. Like, they suck. The line sucks.
So, all right, hold that thought. Let's take another quick break, and then we can join right back and get into the Cowboys semi-okay picks.
Do we have to? Do we have to do that?
Yes,
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice about it.
We save the best for last. Save the best for last.
Last and probably least, Dallas Cowboys, with their first pick, may have got one of the most talented defenders physically on the board. Do you think he can step right in and change the mentality of that defense, or this is a long-term project?
I think, as every year it seems with the Cowboys, it's a mixed bag. The logo is not a blue star; it's a question mark. We got a lot of pieces that need to come together now to see what we have. How did you hire for your defensive coordinator the head coach that you got fired? You put up 41 points on Dan Quinn, and you said, you know what? That dude and 3 of his dudes will be good on our defense. You beat the hell out of the Falcons, embarrassed them on national TV, and you're saying this is a man that can run defense, and we need DeMonte KZ, who last I saw he was sunbeam toast. We got Keanu Neal, who's like Gale Sayers. He was great in them limited games that he played in, but very limited. Yeah. You got Micah Parsons, Jalen Smith, quiet as a kept. He can't do the things he did when he came in. Some things are catching up with him. Van Der Esch is a question mark with his neck. Sean Lee, the most high-profile part-time player ever, Sean Lee, is gone. You have nobody up front. David Irvin can't pass the league protocol to get back in. Smoke him if you got him. You let Alden Smith go. So it's like American Idol auditions to see what this defense is going to be. And to compound your situation, we don't know what Dak is we're going to see.
Yeah.
You know, our all 5 offensive line spots missed at least 3 games last year. Your future Hall of Famer, Zach Martin's coming off a serious knee injury. Tyron Smith, if he ain't fighting his family, he fighting his elbow, his tendons, or whatever. So, again, Zeke, and I know y'all saw it, starting to question desire. Something's not right there. I mean, like D-Moe, you say, you need 2 yards, I'm going to get you 2 yards. Last year was like, he was hesitant to hit the hole, so I don't know. You know, still got doubts about McCarthy. I want to see what he brings. I'm a big Chris Richard fan. All because you wouldn't give him the title of defensive coordinator. He ran your defense when it was fire, but you wouldn't give him the title. So he said, you know what? Since I can't be defensive coordinator, but I can run the shit, and you don't want to give me the job, I'll go somewhere else. So now we're going with the Dan Quinn error, and I still don't understand it. If one of y'all embarrassed the shit out of me, or, you know, I don't see y'all hiring me. You know, D-Moe, you a hoop head. If I give you 20 minutes, no points, no rebounds, 4 fouls, I don't think you're saying, you know, that's a dude that would fit in on my roster right there. So I don't understand the logic of the Dan Quinn hire. The draft, again, Micah Parsons, home run. Everything else, y'all were talking earlier about how some of these guys get too arrogant. Jerry has long been in that Jimmy Johnson role where he wants to go get
what are you looking for?
The tackles, Eric Williams, and I forget the big boy, the guard, Larry Allen. You want to? He wants to have those 7th round finds like Tony Romo. Dude, go get players. That's what you need to do. Go get players, and I think there's still a power struggle there. Steven is taking more control, but I think Jerry's still king of the yacht. Still has final say so. Parsons was sexy. It was a need, but we need help on all levels. So I don't know, guys. 8-8 is a parade for me.
I took a little offense to that stat line, though. I felt a little judged on that one. You know, the 20 minutes, 0.0 rebounds before fouls. Like I felt a little judged on that.
And you right there. I'm
very
good.
effective fouls.
Jim, I go. I'm with the Pistons of the '80s. Chris, go in there and get your 5-5. You got it.
Look, you are not dunking on me. I'm gonna tell you that now. I will clothesline you if you come to this hole. I'm not being on nobody's post. That is not
tactics.
Happening.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just glad we ain't talking about the Knicks.
So and again, I do want to come back for a basketball conversation so we talk about LeBron and the Knicks and all this kind of good stuff. But I don't understand. We loaded up 7 picks on defense, which sounds good, looks good, but do I trust Dan Quinn building this? And even his claim to fame where, he was defensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks. That was Gus's defense and Pete Carroll's defense you were running that year that you landed the Falcons job. And I don't think the Falcons ever overwhelmed me defensively. You know, They had great players in spots with D-Moe. I guess that's the role Parsons is going to play. But again, the question marks to his left and right. Jalen, who can't move left and right anymore, and Van Der Esch with the neck. So we got one linebacker solid right now. We're switching to a 3-4, so we don't know what that personnel is going to look like.
You did say Vanderbilt had a broken neck, right?
Well, they're not saying it's broken. It's some kind of issue that he's had surgery the last 2 years on it. I was like, necks don't That don't get better.
Nope.
So
next to sensitive, next to
Yeah.
sensitive spots, man. You know, long necks are even worse.
Wow.
Two jabs.
All right, Larry
I gotta say, I think when we look back at what the Seahawks were able to do and what made them so special, it was actually their secondary was the thing, right? And I have never seen that in Dallas. Let's say if Dan Quinn, if that's what he's trying to build, like if he's trying to always replicate those Seahawks teams,
he's never gonna get there.
He's really never had that. No, and again, Cam Chancellor, that's a special player, right? Like that's a once in a generation player. Then you have Richard Sherman, and then you got Earl Thomas with the ball skills that he had. Those people are not walking through the door in Dallas.
Yeah,
they never showed up in Atlanta either. I do think, again, it's a copycat. We say it's a copycat league. That's one cliche. The other one is it's a league of familiarity. So it was easy for Dan Quinn to go to Dallas and be like, yeah, Keanu Neal, yeah, come on with me. Yeah, Casey, yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, because I know what they're going to give me. But nobody on this call was ever worried about them two cats or what that was going to give them. That was going to give them.
Y'all saw them twice a year. I don't think Neal or KZ was anybody that y'all said, you know what, hey, we got to watch that dude. This, that,
Drew Brees spun on both of them, just for the record. The famous Drew Brees spin, that was them too. So I'm just
saying. Reason why that man's going to the Hall of Fame.
Amen. Amen. Let the church say amen.
But the NFC least, like I said, 8-8 could put us right in the hunt again for the division, and that's shitty to say. But look how my standards. I mean, look how my standards have dropped.
Win a division. As of today, you could win a division. I mean, Washington is a mess. They don't have a quarterback.
They don't even have a name.
The Giants, we know they're still stuck in the cellar. They might figure it out. They might not. The Eagles, again, like they are a mess quietly. Like nobody's talking about that. But the Eagles, they got a lot going on, and it starts at the top. Like their coaching and front office, they got some problems too. I could see y'all winning that division.
Yeah. The great thing about this offseason, we've settled the contract thing with Dak. So that's not the headline every week. He's doing this and the money, and that's the question now is once again in Texas is put up or shut up. Everybody's signed. You've got your coach McCarthy. COVID ain't an excuse. I don't want to hear shit. And damn, making the playoffs. I need a couple playoff wins. This is getting. I don't want to hear speeches about, well, we're trying to build something here, and we've got Dak under center now, and we're going to build something special here in Dallas because I think that we
That's
can.
An excellent Jerry joke.
Been hearing that bullshit for a long time, Nick. So we catch the shit every week. It's like, dude, just put the shit on loop. We saying the same shit.
He's not even dapping up dudes in the draft room on draft night anymore. Like he's sitting. If you notice, he's sitting in the middle of the room. Like, yeah, that's me. I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger. Like you 80, dog. Like what?
Exactly. And like we always say, have your moments of reality. Give Jimmy his credit for helping you build that team. Dude, you're not a personnel guy. You hit on those ones. Yeah, the Roy Williams, the Terrence Newmans. You're hitting on ones. You're not building depth. I mean,
you know Roy Williams though.
Well, he was 5 foot. Then y'all figured it out. Once Darren Woodson left, they figured out, wait, this dude can't cover an old lady with a blanket.
Right.
That shit was a wrap. Right. But again, I'm 8-8. I'm not one of those Cowboys Super Bowl. No, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a Jerry Nut Rider. I'm gonna criticize him to the end, just like my boy James Baldwin say. You can criticize America. I'm gonna criticize America's team. It's my God-given right.
Look what has happened to us, man. Like it's a bunch of Saints fans on here looking at Chris like 8-8. Are you kidding me? Like we'll burn this sucker down.
See, I was sitting there the whole conversation y'all having. I was like, hey, all y'all MFers, y'all teams got plans and history, recent history y'all can fall back onto. I was sitting there looking at y'all remember back in the day when you didn't have the pay channel? And you was trying to look at that shit while it was scrambled. That's how I feel about looking at the Dallas Cowboys. Like, I think I see a breast. Wait, no, that's a dude. No, that's how I feel.
Oh my God, you're so huge. You know what, Chris?
And then look, and then at that point, you're like, man, what the hell did I just watch? So when I watched the Washington football team sweep us, they don't have a quarterback nor a name, and they sweep you.
All right, Chris, we back on one accord. Absential Romo comment.
So, Chris, let me ask you a question, man. And here's the thing: do you think it's time for Jerry Jones to really step down?
Yes, but you know what though? Let me put a caveat on it. Go back to the model that worked. Jerry, you run the business, the Pepsi deal, the stadium deal, the apparel deal. You almost broke away from the NFL Players Association, got your players their own deal, thanks to Dion, Aikman, Irvin. Do that stuff. Get you a football guy. Ain't nothing wrong, bro. It's been 27 years. Ain't had no kids back when we had won Super Bowls. My kid don't even know the Cowboys were good. So then I got to go dust off the mantle. This was 95. You know who
like you did with that hat?
No, that hat's brand new. Hold on. Anyway, I digress. But get a football guy to run the football operation. You know what? Just keep the title. Put them up in the closet. I don't care. Make the pick. But stop trying to replicate. Stop trying to think you're Jimmy Johnson. I'm going to go draft Derek Moore. He played wide out way back when, in high school in New Orleans, and we think he can put him opposite of Amari Cooper and be a factor. Man, go on somewhere. And then to keep saying stupid shit like last year admittedly, my fandom waned when he turned against the black players. Every Cowboy will stand up on that line and nobody better take a knee. Hold on, bro. Hold on. You went too damn far now. And so I don't wear the shirts and stuff. The hat stays in the house. But you've alienated enough people now to where it's like, I don't want to fuck with the Cowboys. You know, it used to be that was free agent heaven. But now, Jerry showed his hand, and this is what he's about. And this is what them 100,000 yahoos that sit in the most quietest stadium ever do every Sunday. You know, so I'll go play for the Saints, where the who that's all about. They behind me, black, white, whatever. I go to Tennessee, got a chance. Nashville, Cashville, people sleep on it, but that's a good mecca for us too. But now they look at Dallas like, that shit a train wreck. You know what? I'm going down with the Bengals. Damn, y'all.
I think the worst thing that happened to the Cowboys, for Jerry Jones, is that he won the Super Bowl without Jimmy.
Yeah, that's what boosted his ego. Yeah. Once that happened, that took his ego to another level.
And then you brought in Parcells, and you took credit for Tony Romo. Let's keep in mind, again, the same thing that happened with Brady. Is the same reason why we know who Tony Romo is. Drew Bledsoe got blown up by a blitzing linebacker, and we didn't have another quarterback. You won a couple of games. You went 10-6, and okay, we're gonna stick with him. We found him from undrafted free agent, so okay. And plus, he was on the cheap. We didn't have to pay him. But worst thing that happens, good point. Success is the worst thing that happens to Jerry. When Dez, yes, he caught that damn ball. When Dez caught that ball, Jerry took credit for putting that team together and putting them in a position where we were 1 yard away from the Super Bowl when you didn't. A lot of those pieces were put in there by Parcells. You stuck with Jason Garrett too long because he was a puppet. I mean, what freaking owner has his own press conference?
Hold on one second, man. Are we really talking about success from 30 years ago? I mean, in what industry? It's a bunch of artists that won Grammys 30 years ago. They not showing up at the Grammys.
I can answer that, D-Moe.
Make the same music.
D-Moe, I can answer that, and I'm not trying to get political, but just put a red hat on Jerry and said, make the Cowboys great again. He's still holding on to the old ways that you can come in and you can, like he said, hey, I can find 500 guys to coach the Dallas Cowboys. And damn it, we damn near went through 500 after having only 2 coaches in my lifetime. We on number 8.
Well, he is definitely Bud Kilmer.
Yeah,
he is definitely a big Bud Kilmer energy. See all these banners I got up here? I did that. That was me.
Yeah, and then you see in the leaks that come out of in the press, he wasn't sold on that. He wasn't sold on this pick, and they had to do all this convincing. I'm like, dude, the ones that they're having to convince you on, those are the ones that are becoming ballers for us. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin. He wanted, I forgot, that year we took Frederick and Martin back to back. He wanted some flashy offensive players. They're like, we got to rebuild the offensive line. He stayed out of it, but then he had to get back in it.
Yeah.
You know, the CD Lamb pick, I hope that works out. I'm a Sooner. So, but loading up on all these wideouts with Gallup, Cooper, and Lamb, you know, we're hoping that the tight end comes back, Jarwin. Like he blew up them letters too. ACL, MCL, PCL, all blown up. And we're depending on that to be our starting tight end. The center, Frederick, he retired. So now we got a rookie there. And like I said, Tyron Smith, if he ain't fighting with his family, he fighting his own injuries. So yeah, 8-8. I'm pleased.
The CD Lamb thing was weird to me though. The whole making him want to have to wear number 8. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
That was real weird.
If you were going to draft CD, why did you pay Amari? Now we're on the
right.
We're going to be in the same situation with Julio this year, next year, and the year after with Amari's contract. So somebody you're going to have to pay that bill somewhere.
The bill always comes due.
Yeah. And speaking of which, and I don't know how much time we got, how do the Saints keep working their way through cap hell and everybody else can't manage cap hell?
Look, that Taysom Hill contract is basically the blueprint of how the Saints always are able to do that. Because at any point in time, they can convert that to a signing bonus. It doesn't hit the cap, and you can keep extending it every year doing it.
Magicians.
Look, that's why I said that was the smartest contract I ever, because it looks huge, right? $100 million contract. But in actuality, he might actually walk away with like $5 million per year.
And what is it, Jimmy? Every year is voidable? Like every year one is voidable? I mean,
So it's like
a team option every year, like the NBA.
Yeah.
Like another blog that Nick and D-Moe and I are in, we got one of our boys, he calls out the Saints every year. It's been like the past 5 years. Oh, y'all in cap hell now. That's the end. And here they are. They're signing cats. They're making the playoffs. I'm like, what the hell? Are they printing money? Are they lying about contracts? What? There hadn't been that fall.
Manipulation of the rules. That's what, that's kind of like when the Pelicans got with your boy David Griffin. Like the way that he kind of fleeced the Lakers and doing all those pick swaps and this and that and the other. It's understanding the rules of the law. Like that's next level GM type shit.
I think what gets underestimated is that in every organization, your finance people, you got to have a look here, bro. Let me holler at you. Come in
for a minute, dog.
Yeah. See how your contract set up right now? that ain't gonna.
Sounds like we've all had that meeting at work. Like, hey, look at your budget. I looked at your budget for next year. Let's talk about a couple of line items here. See, that's what I said. We need that guy, because the Cooper contract, I don't think that situation plays out in New Orleans. You done loaded up on all these, and we're going to pay another wideout, draft a wideout. You pay Gallup too. You got your quarterback coming up. Zeke's going to come up. So
I think Zeke is going to be the odd man out. I think Zeke is going to eventually get moved.
Yeah. If he keep fumbling that damn football, he can move tomorrow. Shit. I was like, one thing Dak got hurt. This is happening. This is falling apart. Okay, we can count on Zeke. 3 fumbles in 4 games. Crucial fumbles. I was like, have you checked out? Once Dak got hurt, were you like, no, fuck this, I'm done?
I think everybody checked out when that happened. Like everybody checked out when that happened. It was just like, oh dang.
Yeah. Especially the numbers he was putting up.
Yeah.
Really.
Right.
Like he was doing, they wasn't being successful, but he was still spinning that thing.
And we said they're pros. Doesn't that get in your head a little bit? If I see Nick go down and Nick ain't been paid, and I saw the contract thing goes, and like,
definitely.
Absolutely.
He didn't get his money. Yeah. Hold on. I got to protect asset number 1, me.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's the business side of it at that point, right? Because it's no longer like, oh, I wear the star, pride. No.
Yeah.
I need my people.
And then you making me stand for the national anthem? Oh, hell no, man.
Yeah, you notice how Dontari Poe was quietly released after he didn't stand after the 4th game. Yeah. He didn't. The player didn't fit our needs at the time and wasn't living up to the standards of what we expected out of our Cowboys. That was the official word.
AKA this Negro thought he was back. He was bigger than the team.
Yeah, and it's all us on here. I quietly as kept. I think that played a part in the Dak talks. Romo never had to buck up for money. You know, Bledsoe when he came, he never had to buck up for money. Aikman, none of them. And Aikman's a different animal. He led them to the Super Bowls, but none of the melanin challenged quarterbacks ever had to buck up for money. Romo got his $100 million deal on a deal that was still fresh.
When he was 32 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
What message would that send, like I said, to free agents and future draft picks? Hey, Dak's in his third year. I see what this guy can do. Let's go ahead and get this long-term deal done. I don't know, was the Pat, what's his name in Kansas City? I drew a blank. Was everybody waiting? Yeah, was everybody waiting on that deal, kind of hanging over everybody who's trying to sign quarterbacks' heads? I mean, he didn't have to get that kind of money, $500 million, but I think you could have extended some goodwill towards Dak before the injury. We got you. We're gonna take care of you and build around you.
But you talking about Jerry? Jerry wasn't trying to pay him before that injury, man. Like I don't know.
He got guilted into it, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, 8-8. But boy, I tell y'all, we're all gonna be friends for a while. Let me pull out a Super Bowl here in the next couple of years. Don't be trying to block me don't block me from your emails, your text, your phones, or nothing. Because this has been 28 years in the making. That's freaking sad. We down there with Cleveland and shit.
Bro, that's a grown person with like low insurance rate.
Yeah.
Yep. Raise the whole person.
We've gone from State Farm. We the General now. That's Jerry and that penguin riding around in that Jeep.
But it's a lot of brands like that in the NFL, right? It's like the Steelers. I mean, truthfully, I mean the Steelers are only relevant. They're only relevant based on the brand. Like they haven't been truly competitive. Like they got clowned in the playoffs last year. They breezed through the season. Don't get me wrong, they breezed through the regular season, but it's like, and then I like the Najee Harris pick. I really
was going to bring it up.
Yeah, I like that Najee Harris pick in the first round. And then I was like, well, of course they're gonna pick Najee Harris because he fits their needs. But at the end of the day, I'm also like, ain't nobody worrying about Pittsburgh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking over my shoulder. Oh shit, they go Pittsburgh. Nah.
So what about with Ben? You think they gotta? I mean, this got to be his last year, right? Like, what are they gonna do after Ben? What are they gonna do after Ben? That's the question.
I think this is Ben's last year. And the Steelers then will, because you're starting to see the era kind of turn over. The Pouncey's gone, Ben will be gone, all those great defenders will be gone. I think they're turning the page and gonna morph into what they're gonna be, not these next 2 years, but that post 3 to 7 years.
They washing that steel curtain.
Yeah. And I don't see the Steelers being that team like Jerry, who will mortgage everything in the future and trade like first and thirds for Joey Galloway's and things like that to make one last desperate grasp at a Super Bowl. I just don't see that in their deal.
They're a development team.
But he just got an extension too. I mean, he's extended through 2024, and bro, like we sitting there talking about it, but Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. Like, no. We could say what we want. Now that might not mean they're relevant. They might not mean they're gonna make some noise at the playoffs.
That still says a lot, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So with that, D-Moe, Nick brought up, talk about one-hit wonders. Is Cleveland, are they the legit darling of this division now?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I think their defense makes them for real. Like, Baker Mayfield can be up and down, but that defense that they have and built and continue to add on to makes them for real. And the run game. That's two things that travel: run game and defense.
Man, and I feel like they got the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, Jarvis Landry.
Oh Lord.
So
bias.
It's just like
from
any bias there?
Bulldogs. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, hey, you gotta win if you got somebody from Lutz on your team, right?
He is not by far the best wide receiver in the fucking league. I don't know what you talking about. Are you drinking? What you drinking right now? Hell to the no. Hell to no.
The funny thing is Cleveland just they added. You got Myles Garrett rushing the quarterback on one side. You got Jadeveon Clowney rushing the other side. And again, we've been talking about Jadeveon Clowney for years. I mean, is this finally going to be his breakout season?
This is the best situation he's been in as far as talent around him. So he can go here and not get double teamed. And so this is if he can't make it here, then that's it.
Yeah. But the Browns are making moves. Like the Browns are, and then they got they got the safety from the Rams. They got John Johnson III too.
Man. And what's his name coming back? They drafted last year, Grant Delpit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also see them moving Beckham too. I also see them moving Beckham and getting, some future picks to kind of stretch out. But Beckham, when they had that success, once Beckham went down, like to me, he's not playing no more than 5 more games there. I think this is the best time to try to move on from him.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. The pick they got from Auburn, Schwartz. I think that's exactly, to me, when they signed him, I was like, yeah, that might be the end of OBJ.
Yeah, and not saying that he's not going to be productive anywhere else. I just think this situation it wasn't it. His heart wasn't in it from the very beginning as far as getting moved there, because it's not. No one, like we were saying there, no one says I want to go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like that. That's not on your whiteboard. You know what I'm saying?
T.O. in Buffalo.
Right. So it's not that desired place. So he can still produce elsewhere and put up numbers, but it just wasn't the right timing. And then the injury just kind of probably made it worse. The alphabet injury.
And I think it took that pressure off Baker that like Ryan felt when Julio didn't have a touchdown catch for like 7 games. And it took that pressure off Baker. Yeah, once he got injured, it was like, okay, I can relax. Jarvis is my primary. I can work down to the tight ends, this, that, the other. But when you got a weapon out there like Odell, and you're going to answer some questions. Beckham had 3 catches today. What's going on? So,
and it's not
what they don't see is the effect that he has as far as stretching the field. Like he's going down the field, running that seam and opening it up for people that's trailing behind him. So like that's what they don't see, the gravity that he has as far as when he goes in motion, when he runs a deep route, when he looks like a bubble. Like nobody really, looks at that part of it.
Who was that behind Nick Chubb? Was it Kareem Hunt?
Hunt.
Yeah.
They brought in Hunt. Yeah.
He almost had 2,000-yard rushers.
Right, brother. I'm telling you, they're gonna be a problem.
They're loaded. It's just what you're gonna do with all that.
Does work, yeah.
And keep in mind, they almost beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they're right there.
So I still got them, the Titans and Chiefs battling it out for the AFC. No one else has kind of caught my eye. I just, for some reason, and maybe I'm just being ignorant to it. I just not believing in them.
I think Buffalo gonna have something to say this year.
I knew Tennessee was gonna be better when they got rid of Jeff Fisher. That right there, like that's 5 more games right there that you won just by him not being the coach.
But Fisher. I also wonder what happens with Arthur Smith moving on. Like, what is their offensive identity? Is it gonna be the same?
I say it's the same because Vrabel was very hands-on as far as what we did offensively.
Yeah,
this is the problem. We lost our tight end, but Furska's okay. But we run exotic stuff, I guess you could say. It's a lot of bootlegs, a lot of throwbacks, a lot of option plays. So it can still work, but Brown has to be that guy. Like he got to get 12 plus touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Tannehill has to use them. Like I think that's the thing. It's like we can't stretch the field out enough with Tannehill consistently when it comes to the big games. So because they're gonna stack the line on Henry. We've seen that in the playoffs.
And again, we don't talk about it on here, but that might be the thing that helped the Falcons out. That was one of the criticisms they had in their Cutter's offense. There was no motion. There was no creativity. It was like
vanilla.
We're going to line up, in our 2 wideouts, tight end in the line, 2 backs or 1 back, the triple set, and we're just going to go with that. So it was like no pre-snap read. It was like, all right, you got him, let's go. And then Matt's on his back. So I hope
Just like
Novocaine.
Like Novocaine. Just give it a few minutes. It'll start working.
I hope for my boy Matty Ice's sake that Coach Art brings that imaginative process to Atlanta's offense, because it's just, how do you just explaining that you got Julio, the other kid from Alabama, Ridley Gage, Hooper? How are you just not throwing the ball? How are you not putting up 300 yards every game?
Like I said, y'all have Falcons have way more talent than the Titans did in the skill positions.
Absolutely.
So
Crazy.
It's like, how he can just accidentally give all those dudes their greatest year they probably ever had. So I think it's gonna be more effective. Now, will it be leads to wins? That's a whole different story. But I think he'll definitely bring more creativity and get the ball in their hands quicker. So they
Hey Anthony, is it the same dudes blocking?
Yes.
Same dudes blocking, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So same dudes blocking. Just to be clear.
Keep in mind, Cam Jordan has sacked Matt Ryan more than any other defensive player.
And the same dude by the lineup again. Like, I'm just okay.
On that right there. So the opposite situation, y'all replacing the quarterback, same line. What's the Saints? What's the outlook?
I think they look good. I mean, with Jameis with a year in that system and his belt and under Drew Brees, I'm interested to see. I think the playbook opens up even more downfield.
Well, he did go to the Harvard of quarterback school, so I mean, clearly that's like, yeah, you're gonna know what you're doing now, right?
You just straighten your tie, right?
You just straighten the tie.
Yeah. Business attire of all.
And then y'all don't know what Drew Brees mean to him.
My family.
My family know. Y'all just don't know.
Right.
Because I've been out here outworking every quarterback. Yeah, I know Dak here. Steve, but I'm still outworking. We're gonna eat a W today.
I'm gonna say this, man. It was hard for me the last few years to admit that Drew Brees was limited. I was like, nah, that's the offense. That's what we do. We dink and dunk. We efficient. And then I'm reading the paper like Brees was like, I couldn't make the throws. Brees was like, it was like 9 throws I could have made. I could make like 2 of them. But he had he had all these injuries, and I guess we're at the place now where it's really, as a Saints fan, bro, we have to like give a ton of respect to our coaching staff. We not supposed to be this good. Like we not even nowhere in the conversation, dog. Like a bunch of undrafted free agents, a bunch of 6 and 7 round picks. Kamara goes in the 3rd round. 2017, we had a great draft, but if you really look at like who we putting on the field, bro, we not supposed to be nowhere in the conversation.
We don't waste anybody's talent. We don't waste it.
Right.
Y'all make me sick.
What you gonna say, Twin?
That's why we gonna be okay. Just as simple what my man said. It's about the coaching staff. I'm telling y'all, you put Trevor Lawrence on our team. Oh Lord, baby.
Shout out to LaPlace though, because I'm telling you that wide receiver coach, I think he's. I'm gonna actually say this, and I'm gonna be serious about this one. I think he is, and has been consistently the best wide receiver coach in the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't. Everywhere he's went has upgraded.
His name Dawson, right?
Yeah. Was it
Curtis Dawson?
Curtis Johnson.
Yeah.
He was wasn't he at Tulane before this?
He was.
He was a head coach over there.
Yeah.
And he was the one that he recruited Marshall Faulk to San Diego State for Sean Payton. That's where they know each other from.
Y'all make me sick.
All this success and shit.
Yeah, I'm saying y'all need that Jason Garrett coaching book.
Hell no. Fuck that.
Come on. Like, motherfucker, do something other than clap.
Chris, let's air out a little bit. Though.
What's that?
Chris is pretty critical of us, y'all, about how.
Oh yeah.
We on TV Monday night, and
hold on, wait a minute, hold on.
He's breaking another record.
Hold on,
why is this dude?
Hold up, we run out of time. We're gonna come back with you, D-Moe, on that.
Yeah.
All right. Join right back.
We're talking about when it comes to coaching. If y'all notice, in all of those spectacular playoff losses, it has to be a spectacular playoff loss you have to be in the game for that to even happen, right? I'm gonna talk about my boys Vikings here for a minute. Bro, like that Viking game, we was down 17-0. Third quarter, we started making a run. We had just to make it interesting, we get back in that game. So to me, the Minnesota Miracle, that means nothing because it was like we got up, we were leading for like a minute and we had never led the whole game.
Oh no, it means something.
Right?
Yeah, he not on the call right now, but I'll pass on the message to his punk ass.
I'm telling you, man, I think there's something to be said for, like, again, can anybody on this call name a playoff? Again, we become a high profile team. Like we get a lot of high profile games. We on Monday nights, we on Sunday nights, we on Thursday nights. And as it turns out, a lot of those games, again, he had been playing for a long time. You get a lot of like milestones being hit. And then you got another cat on another cat that's sitting here right here with us that is like, hey man, y'all still throwing the ball? Well, first of all, it's 2021. Like people still throw the ball. And if we can't run the ball, like if it's 3rd and 2 and we get stopped, it might have been the right play call for us to throw the pass that we threw for us to make the play. And again, at least we could say we blowing them out or not. The play got made.
Chris, give them the description of when y'all talk about Bree's numbers. What do y'all call it?
I call them cosmetic stats. He is like the poster child for Revlon. First off, anytime, and I'll start with a couple of examples. Anytime you got somebody on the sideline queuing you up, hey, you're so many yards from this record, you already got the game in hand, and you still in there throwing. I'm old school like that. I think you get the record into the natural flow of the game. You out there trying to be Mr. Stattacular, whatever. And again, I know Dirty Birds, they'll get no effing love on this call. This song was up, still throwing on the Falcons. And I get rivalry game. At that point, though, I was like, come on, man, take the foot off the pedal. And then we want to sit here and talk about how many yards this dude is throwing. Bro, y'all up, you still throwing. And then what put me over the top.
Let me be real.
You step on their throat.
Exactly. And again, if any Falcons fan wants to have a conversation, about next being stepped on, I give you Exhibit A in the Super Bowl. I give you Exhibit A. You know why we do what we do? Because look what happened when y'all didn't do what y'all did.
Okay, so y'all up 20, and some staffer on the sideline says, hey, he's one touchdown pass from some kind of Monday night record. I can throw it. Cosmetology.
When you got your foot on their neck, that's when you stab.
I'm out here. I'm gonna die on this hill by myself on this one.
But Chris, that's just a call you know about. Are we really saying in this individual sport where players are incentivized to hit certain bonus contracts and all of these, they supposed to hit certain numbers? You just so happen to hear about that call. Are we really saying that people don't do that?
No. And you know me,
we can just talk about when we played ball in junior high and high school.
Yeah, and I'm like, go ahead. I'm like that bird that sits on it. I'm gonna shit on every card that comes underneath. Michael Strahan and his single season sack record. Get out of here with that. I was torn about Nakisha Sales being allowed to hit that layup. I get it. You were injured, this, that, the other, but I'm just not gonna revere that record that somebody gave it to you like that, and you took advantage of a situation where you were beating the shit out of that team.
Okay, so Emmitt Smith has nothing to do with this conversation, right?
Emmitt Smith got all his yards in the context of the game.
Oh my God!
No.
Let's go there.
Hold on. Please hold. We talking about the context of the game. We're down 13-6 against the Buffalo Bills, and our passing game sucks because they own it. Yeah, we got to give the ball 10 times to Emmitt Smith. But guess what? Once we up 30-13, we got, I think that dude's name was Chris Davis in there running the ball to run the clock out, not set Super Bowl records for most yards in this.
On their throat. Fuck that. Hey, Derrick Henry got 2,000 yards because we was running it down. Like, he had to average almost 200 yards a game for like the last 4 games to get to 2,000.
But I think y'all needed that to win the game. These jokers up 24-3 and like, fuck it.
He needed the pass to win the game.
But to be honest with you, you know where it all started, and I always did say there was a shift in attitude in regards to Saints fans. We lost the NFC Championship to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And from that day or whatever, we would say it's the NFL and us against us. And then we started, and then the eggs for the Atlanta Falcons throwing the eggs out of our plane, fueled our fire.
Trash.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we were winning playoff games or whatever, people were still kind of doubting us on ESPN and stuff like that. So for the most part or whatever, it's kind of like a situation where the reason why Saints fans and the Saints team is so petty, because y'all made us that way. And we always, you know how it is, get how you live in our city. So we're gonna be like, hey, look, once you put a mark on us and we know that you don't like us, we're gonna just be petty 10 times even more about that.
Let me hear a Falcons fan say, I mean, I can't believe y'all was throwing on us. Y'all was up 25. Well,
but I mean, in reality, though, even if you talk about just being just a football thing, right? So let's just say the Saints are up by like 21 points. We've already said, and we said it before, that was the problem with the Saints, right? They'll be up by 17, 21 points or whatever, and then somebody comes back, and then that's how they win the game. But also, the Saints don't have, since Mark Ingram left, they don't have a power running game, which means their running game was the short pass, the slants, the bubble screens, et cetera, et cetera. That is their running game. So, yeah, he's going to keep throwing the ball. He's going to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game, which is why his arm is just straight spaghetti by the end of the season anyway. But they don't have a power running game. They don't have a power running back, somebody that's going to get 2 yards, 3 yards here, a pop like that. Alvin Kamara definitely can't do it. So, and whoever, Washington couldn't do it. He definitely couldn't do it. So it's like he could get one every now and then, but you don't have that Mark Ingram or that even that Ironhead Hayward that you're just gonna pound up the middle and you're gonna get 3 yards a carry.
But you got these old school get off my lawn cats that's like, oh my God, that ain't go throwing. Man, that was man, like, bro, for real, like that's a 3-yard pass, man. Oh Lord, they throwing again, bro. Like we don't have anybody that can run the ball here to stop that
at all.
Stat-tacular.
And running Taysom Hill only works so much.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a situation where we just force our hand. We are the New England Patriots of the South. We're going to do and work with best for us.
What I find hilarious about this whole conversation is one team every year that comes into the Sean Payton rumors conversation, right? And it just so happens to be the cat like, Sean Payton is an asshole. I can't believe they are just, the Saints are not a class organization.
I would trade y'all the whole damn stadium, Frisco, the Star, and the city of Houston for Sean Payton.
But if you ever come to an actual New Orleans game, that when they playing the Falcons, like in the stadium, dude, I swear, the Jumbotron people are some of the pettiest people I've ever seen in my life. They literally run down a list of how New Orleans is better than Atlanta. Like just the whole, they putting up pictures, comparing it. They're like, dude, I'm telling you, it's hilarious. But I understand why they say
D-Moe and Nick shares with us. I always find it funny because a couple of our Falcon buddies. How does 28-3 wind up in the Mardi Gras parade? I was like, I said that was the ultimate in pettiness right there.
Can make it fit anywhere we can make that fit.
I was like,
anytime, like you can just go on my timeline to any day, and somebody gonna find a way to put that up there some way, form, or fashion.
You know what? I'm gonna try to add that to my menu. Shit. I'm gonna try to add that to my menu.
We celebrate March 28 down here.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, honestly, like, why are we? Again, I ain't never having that conversation with no Falcons fan because that's my big joker. Like, I'm sitting in the cut with them. Like, bro, you really want to talk about blowing leads? Like, is that what we doing?
Never. Stay when you sitting there holding that ace. I'm getting ready to do it. Don't put it on your
holding that big bower. Your ass don't know how to play it. Dumb motherfucker.
The Falcons fans, they are just sensitive. Like even before the 28-3 game, like been living here for 10 years, and then my cousin them going to school out here and just being out here all the time. Like they are so protective of the Falcons, like it's something of quality, and it's not. Like
that's true. That's true.
They get offended when you state facts, and it's like, when have y'all ever been great?
Look, I used to clown Falcon fans because if you go on their website before they made that first Super Bowl, it listed greatest games, and they were losses. Their greatest game was that loss where Drew Pearson beat them with a Hail Mary. I was like, y'all jersey popping that? Is that what y'all do? I couldn't understand that. I was like, yeah, y'all are the epitome of toilet bowl team right there.
Oh, they got that video circulating of that Falcons player on the bench saying Drew Brees is the greatest quarterback of all time. I want to play for the Saints in uniform.
You guys in the 504, y'all did win me over. D-Moe he defended it well. When you go to Katrina, you don't went too damn far, and a couple of Falcon players went there. So that's why I was like, I kind of dialed back from that. Y'all kind of deserve the ass kicking. So,
Yeah.
Shout out to Roddy White.
Roddy White. I couldn't say his name because D-Moe, what's his name? Sherrod. Yeah.
Sherrod. Yeah. He got me. I'm blocked on Twitter.
My name is Sherrod. I'm going to call him Sherrod.
Yeah. Like me and my whole group blocked on Twitter. I didn't even know I was blocked until somebody said something like he had posted, and I tried to go look at it. And I couldn't see it. And
but that just that just lets you know how irrelevant he is. It's like you didn't even realize you were blocked. You blocked somebody that didn't even blocked.
Oh, damn. I didn't even know I was blocked.
Like, oh.
Right. It might have been for years, but
right. You don't even know when it happened. It's just like, oh, shit, I'm blocked.
So let me ask y'all this question. I'm going to throw this up to the group. As much as Atlanta as a city has evolved and has grown and has changed and is like arguably one of the top cities in America, why doesn't that translate to sports? We always talk about New York, we talk about LA, like in their history, of Boston, like you got to throw them in there. Again, Philadelphia.
Coming from here,
like why is that not translated to?
Floyd has mentioned this in the past. They have, because there's so many people coming from other cities, they have no culture of their own.
It's easy to lose here too.
Look, it translated to the best sport ever. Magic City. What you need?
Yeah.
What you need? Whatever you need.
It's the atmosphere of Atlanta. Nobody fears any venues we've ever had. Even when we had the Chop House, the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, Yankees didn't fear that shit. Come down here, and it's very easy to lose here. Look how long Dimitrov kept his job. Look how long D-Moe's best friend, what's his name? Billy, old Hawks GM, just kept drafting wings. He kept his job for like 9 years. Sherholtz, Sherholtz got to that arrogance to where, y'all were the worst team. We made a couple of World Series, and then they won that one. And then it was like, you had to kiss the ring to talk to anybody in the Braves organization. And they stayed in that model. So it was still easy to lose here. I mean, even in the players, John Smoltz was like, the Yankees beat them 4 straight. And he's like, well, I'll still go home and kiss my daughter, and the sun will come up tomorrow. Y'all think people in the Bronx, Philly, y'all think they want to hear that shit?
No, they ain't coming up tomorrow.
Your daughter done had to transfer schools. You in witness protection because you done said it's just all right to blow a 2-0 lead. Nah, I don't see Derek Jeter. And hell, the owner, Steinbrenner's not. He was going to fire him.
No, Steinbrenner wasn't there.
He was like, I was prepared to fire Joe Torre if they lost Game 3, not the series. If they lost Game 3, who fires a damn manager in the World Series? But we still got Bobby Cox doing the Jason Garrett. Come on, Rhino. Come on, Tommy. They done got 7 straight singles off Glavine. Hell, Stevie Wonder saw that. Make a change. But it's too easy to lose here. And like I said, maybe it is the demographics. A lot of transplants here, so you don't have that core passionate base that's breathing down these GM necks, these franchises necks, not buying tickets, because y'all see what it is at Mercedes-Benz. It's like AT&T World. It's the scene. I just want to be on the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, we getting blown out. Dallas just beat us on some bullshit, but we good. We'll be back next week.
Because you can. This is my thing. It's like in New Orleans, anywhere you go, from Slidell to damn near Baton Rouge, you can pass in neighborhoods. You're gonna see a Saints flag, Saints symbol. You're gonna see something. Out here in Atlanta,
I'll say South Louisiana, it's all Saints.
Period. You know, I'm just speaking from what I know, from what I see. But
and Mississippi.
I was about to say and Mississippi because they don't even have a team. So yeah,
but out here in Atlanta, there's no unless they on a 6-game winning streak, there's no kind of like pride in the Falcons or the Hawks.
We'll put that shit down in a minute.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was year before last. I think they won like 3 games early. You know, at my job, I'm seeing flags in the parking lot, this and that and the other. After that, it was done. It was done.
Like now, the Hawks battling 4th position in the East, and it's like we're still waiting on the other shoe to drop. I asked the question because I had doubts. I was like, did we draft the wrong guy? And getting Luka and getting Trey instead of Luka, and I was like, you know, I don't know. I'm not that invested in it, so I'm just as guilty as everybody else in the region.
I also think what happened with Atlanta too, when Atlanta was when Atlanta was good, all right, when they actually, you know, when they had the Dirty Birds and Deion Sanders and all like that, those people are like my age now, right? So nobody actually grew up watching that time span of actually watching Atlanta be good. Right. So now you just have a bunch of people who are like my age who remember them, but it was kind of like you weren't really a fan of Atlanta. You were a fan of like Deion, right? You were Deion Sanders.
Right.
So you weren't really a diehard Falcons fan. You was a diehard Deion fan. So now you don't really have anybody now that's actually like I'm a diehard. Yeah.
Because it carries over. Because
it was Vic for a minute. Yeah, I was gonna say Vic was next.
And people are still Vic fans. Vic. Like when Vic has to come out and do a press conference to tell Atlanta fans to give Matt Ryan a break, he didn't steal my job. I did this. I wound up in jail. Stop blaming Matt Ryan. I'm telling you, bro. Me and D-Moe got this cat and Nick, Joe, and it's a few of them. They will swear up and down Matt stole Vic's job.
Not even
had nothing to do with that.
Prison.
Bro's in federal prison.
Right?
So
this is not North Dallas 40, too, by the way.
Yeah, right. And you could have D-Moe used Patino's speech on that. You could have walked in there and said, Mike Vick is not walking through the door. In fact, Mike Vick ain't finna walk through their damn door unless they just let him out for a recess or something. So
Mike
let
Vick
that go.
Through the door, inmate number C.
Yeah.
25,
exactly.
7 is walking through the door.
And then you had the people, well, he's out now. Philadelphia signed him. You spent a number 3 pick on a quarterback. I don't think you're going to sign a quarterback. You're not going to sign Paul Crew. He just got out.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he got exposed as time went on, but they're just not going to ever.
I will say this though. When he got out and he was playing for Philly, because my cousin's an Eagles fan, when I went to that game, the amount of Mike Vick jerseys I seen in the crowd between Falcons and Eagles ones, like that was just ridiculous to me. Like it was like people I know that was from Atlanta still had the Eagles one because they were just so in love with Vick, and that's again showing that they were like you said, Jim, fan of players and not the actual team because they gave 2 shits about the Falcons. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys have been around the stadiums. I've been to a few. Is it easier to get away tickets in Atlanta than anywhere else like they're saying it is? Because I went to a Steelers game and I was like, who the hell's the home team? Same thing when the Cowboys are there. It's like 50-50.
It was cheaper for me to get a flight, a hotel room, and 2 Atlanta Falcons tickets than it was for me to get a New Orleans Saints ticket. Like 1 ticket. It was actually cheaper to fly to Atlanta, get a hotel room for the weekend, and watch the game than it was just to drive to New Orleans and watch the game.
My mother-in-law, damn shame. My mother-in-law said back in the 70s, they used to have the whole bus ride.
Yes.
Like
they still do.
20 buses.
Underground.
They still do.
And go to the game. They would actually bring a second line band that would go around the whole stadium when the Saints played the Falcons.
Let me tell y'all something, man. So I used to be on that bus as a kid. And it's funny because it was 2 bus trips. My auntie ran a beauty salon, and the beauty salon had a flyer for the Houston Oilers game and the Atlanta Falcons game.
Yep.
Right. And it was because it's basically 6 hours in either direction, right?
Yeah.
Bruh, so growing up, we was in Atlanta every year and the bus will get here the night before the game. You get a hotel room, you get the ticket, and then right after that, we back on the road. That is still going to this day.
Yep.
Like people are still doing that. The party is right there. The party is at the Omni at CNN Center every year, and it's going to be the same thing every year. But to the point,
we need to do that, yo.
But even in our lean years, man, even in the 7 and 9 years, we were still like ruling the crowd in whatever stadium it was. Still, even at our worst time, we were still like being able to get the tickets.
But
we're kind of overbearing.
But he got slick though. He started making them Atlanta home games on Thursday night and on Monday night.
Yeah. Then they hit us with Christmas one year. Then they hit us. They hit us with a New Year's. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, keep New Orleans out of here. Shit.
Hey, but I would say like on the West Coast, Saints fans rule. Like
Well, Cali is another place that people in Louisiana migrate to. So that's
I didn't know that.
Because even though they canceled the game last year versus the Vegas Raiders versus Saints, right? I was there. I was like, God damn, like we still deep. I was there in LA for the when Drew Brees, got hurt or whatever whatever. I just was like, man, they love Drew Brees out there, for San Diego. So it was mostly we took control of that stadium. I mean, even though it was at USC. But I just was like, hey, look, it was good to see that, the many games I've been to is mostly us and a New Orleans vibe. I mean, even though they might not necessarily be New Orleans, not necessarily be from New Orleans, the culture of New Orleans is everywhere, believe it or not.
See, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. From a Cowboys standpoint, I would rather catch them in Atlanta, where the common fans are like me. We rowdy, we out and tailgate and all that. You go to before it was Texas Stadium and then AT&T Stadium, it's like watching a golf match. It's you have conversation across aisles. Touchdown Cowboys. Oh yeah. Okay. Back to the wine and cheese, and Jerry doing the first class thing. You got the guys with the ties serving them all. I was like, this is not football. This is social. This is a polo club or something. I'll wait till they play in Atlanta.
Hey, and I appreciate the service. Anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate it now. The beer is cold and good, but the atmosphere is like, I sure will be hanging out with the bros right now, sipping this cold and watching this game. Lady asked me to sit down one time. I was like, the hell?
You can always come. You can come to New Orleans when the Saints play the Cowboys.
Yeah, I got to do that. That's on my bucket list.
I'll be there.
Hey, well, we always tell them, D-Moe, make sure you go to Popeyes. You know what I'm saying?
D-Moe, what does the lady at Popeyes have to look like?
Yeah, I'm about to get there. She got to have 2 slugs. 2 slugs on the side. Blonde hair.
She got them Air Max 97s. Got the visor, but it ain't really down on her head because she don't want to mess her hair up. You know how that goes.
She gonna be like, "What you want?"
Right. I'm welcome to Popeyes. They're like that. What you want?
Go ahead with your order.
And she got the khakis on.
Go ahead with your order.
She got khaki pants on, but the khaki pants don't really fit because it's really her baby uniform pants.
Right.
We went down there for a basketball tournament, and I found one. It was like right off of whatever the main expressway going on. I know there were several of them probably around the city, but I fell in love there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one you sent me. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I know exactly what Popeye you're talking about.
Had to be Chef. Is it Chef in Louisa?
That's like over there, right down from isn't that the one on down from St. James Major, right?
Yep. That's Chef in Louisa. That's it.
Exactly.
Right by the dagger.
So shout out to the Lafayette Popeyes. Go and rest in peace because it is the last Popeyes that has a buffet.
Oh, that's the last one.
Wait.
Popeyes
buffet.
I thought the one in Kenner.
Kenner doesn't have it. No, the Canal Street.
It's gone. Yeah.
Angie, my boy Jay hit me. He said that there's a Popeyes with a buffet. Diabetes be damned.
And they holding on by a thread. Like COVID is really kind of like, I think after this run, it might be it for that last buffet.
Puts in PTO.
I'm old enough to know that Popeyes had breakfast just like Shoney's.
That's right.
It does in LaPlace. They have it in LaPlace. Chicken LaPlace still have breakfast.
We need a whole podcast on Popeye's customer service and why the intercom don't never.
What you want?
Hey, it's unfair for us or whatever, because we'll literally go there and be like, is the chicken hot? Man, fuck that. You know what I mean?
Man.
I'll go on the Popeyes, pay that one window, go to the next window. Hey, let me see what your receipt, see what you ordered.
Like nigga, I was just the next window.
Go ahead with your order. Yeah, let me get a 3-piece spicy with a red bean and strawberry on the side. Silence. Me. Hello. Yeah, go ahead with your order. Oh.
You want spicy or mild? Spicy. We ain't got no more spicy. Then why the hell did you
Why
ask?
the hell you asked me?
Right.
But see, me, I bitch up a little bit now. Okay, I don't want that pressure. Well, y'all don't have spicy? No. What? You know what? I'll take the mild.
But see, the difference is the mild in the city tastes like the spicy anywhere else.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
But let me ask you this: how throw it off were you when you had Popeyes out of state and you saw Mexicans working in the kitchen?
It was kind of weird.
So I was like, they take your order.
That's
my head.
But a lot of them got gold teeth though.
Shit, we stopped
that
at that one on.
That don't say it. The slug don't change.
LS Tech on Roswell Road, man.
But you'll never argue with Popeyes. I was stuck on the turnpike going to Miami. Yeah, let me get that 3-piece. $12. Yeah, let me go and get that 3-piece. I don't give a damn. $12, $16. Take my money.
I'm gonna get it.
So y'all got to give me some more of these 504 secrets and stuff.
Yeah, the breakfast is a thing. So like, I know in the Plaza they got the breakfast. So whether you go bacon or sausage, cheese, make sure you get cheese on your grits. So you get cheese on the eggs if you want. You know what I'm saying? Like regardless, in the biscuit, you good.
Amen, brother. Amen. You preach.
Huh?
Nick, is it close off of I-10?
Yeah, it's on airline. So it's like, you get off on the exit. It's like,
I'm about that life. I'm about to drop a pin on Google Maps right now.
The Popeyes chicken sandwich that everybody was going crazy for, it was the breakfast sandwich though. It was a biscuit. It came with a biscuit chicken. It was a biscuit chicken sandwich.
I've been telling people this for years, and they be like, "What you talking about?" They been had it. I'm like,
they been had that.
And see, and I purposely waited to have that sandwich in Louisiana. I did not eat it out here in Texas. I waited until I got back home.
Chris, I got another gem for you. Wendy's off Carrollton had breakfast.
I remember that.
Like, how Wendy's started selling breakfast recently around the country?
Yeah.
Wendy's had breakfast when I was in college, when I go in Delgado.
Y'all cats looking at these damn commercials like, oh man, they been there, done that. Been there, done that. That damn chicken sandwich, and I know some of us on here are marketing guys, that chicken sandwich changed the whole industry.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
yeah, everybody had dance.
Wendy's changed it. Hell, Zaxby's just came out with their new sandwich. I was like,
put up your chicken picture.
Hey, but to be honest with you, to be fair, like, you really don't realize how important breakfast is in New Orleans versus other cities, because I can't get that here in Dallas.
We were just talking about that last episode, Tasties.
Yeah,
like Tasties donuts. Like, Chris, I don't know if you had Tasties when you was there, but you can go get you some donuts, some coffee, steak, breakfast plate. You know what I'm saying?
Now y'all on point, because I do remember that when we were down there. You could find breakfast. Like, we have tournaments here in Atlanta.
At 3 a.m. after you just came from the club.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's, and at any point in the city, like there's multiple tastes around the city. So like, that Trolley Stop.
I'm about to throw one back for you. And this I don't know if anybody else had it, but they had this thing called a buttermilk drop. And it was at McKenzie's. Bruh.
Yeah.
Oh,
you find one fucking rat and you gotta shut the whole operation down.
So tell me about this buttermilk drop.
It was just one rat. I mean,
it's just one rat. Come on,
we'll get over it.
Look, we would have dealt with it like this.
We will pay the fine. Come on now.
Why?
Hey, man, Choose over the years had 3 a day. It was still open.
So school me on this buttermilk drop.
It was like it was basically a cake, dude, but it was like a ball. it was a big ball that was like a donut ball. Like that's the best way I can explain it to you. It was like a yellow cake fried.
Yeah, fried.
Well, we are great. We are great at like a glob of shit that you can't explain. But that's our sweet spot right there, boy.
No, like
what our lane is. Here, try this.
This is why Zion would never be in his peak condition playing in the world.
Hell no.
No.
And this is why the Saints can't finish the fourth quarter because we eating gumbo and buttermilk drops.
Damn,
Hey,
It's tough.
I
Man.
had a chick tell me that the buttermilk drops taste like a soft titty with glaze on it. That's what she described it.
I concur.
That's
accurate. Yes.
I didn't know what the hell a beignet was. And the wife took me down we stumbled upon Cafe Du Monde. Ooh. And maybe like 4 hours later, my son, he had a basketball game. They just take a nap right here on the table. I'm here for a minute. Because they kept bringing the shit out. I was like, I don't know what this is. And she was like, it's just fried dough. Shit, just keep bringing them. Damn, a Krispy Kreme. I'm good with this.
Now, mind you, it's a titty, but it's not just any titty. It's the one with an areola and it's the actual same match as the titty. Like it don't look like a cow otter. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the you actually get that. It's the soft spot titties. You know what I mean? Where the areolas match up with the size of and the proportion of the titty. Like that's how the buttermilk drop was, bro. Like I'm telling you, it was perfection in a ball. Like it's just.
Puts in PTO.
Matter of fact, some Mackenzie's have better buttermilk drops than others.
Yeah.
Same thing as Tasty. I mean, same thing as Popeyes too.
And there used to be one right by Brother Martin, the one where chicken in a box was. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
That was the best one in town because they had the best king cakes. And then first of all, they sold the best chicken, like rivaling Popeyes.
Yeah.
And they had the best buttermilk drops.
And that's where they found the right at. That's the one. That's the spot.
Hey, but I mean, even with beignets or whatever, I say like, Loretta's got probably better beignets than Cafe Du Monde.
Okay, see, I gotta get off the commercial tip. Y'all gotta tell me where I can go get the real stuff.
I will say,
make you a list.
I will say in New Orleans, there's levels to food. You can be like, okay, this is great. Maybe somebody will be like, nah, go here instead. You be like, oh shit, this is better.
I mean, that's kind of like what we said last week when we was talking about like on Haynes Boulevard, like a lot of this outside of Castnet, a lot of stuff is overrated. That was one area.
Absolutely. Outside of Castnet, again, leave Castnet alone.
Yeah, don't fuck with Castnet.
Castnet was still overrated.
Man, forget that. As much Castnet my daddy done fed you over the years, we better stand up and clap and stomp your feet.
Here's my hidden gem. There was one off of it was one right by UNO.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot the name. Yeah, it's like a what a
Ace Hallway type spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was one there.
You love Vasquez?
Yeah.
That's it.
And then I used to like the one on Broad, the Broadview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Mid City? Mid City Seafood right now.
That's another good one.
4, 5.
But see, my thing was I ain't want to wait in line.
Write that down.
When I wanted to eat, I was just like, hey, look, I know what a line ain't popping at. Yeah.
That's what I need, right?
Castnet, you be waiting.
Hey, all right, let's take a quick break. We're gonna come back and finish the last section. We're right around time in a second. All right, Tony Love, that time in episode. What have we learned on our NFL draft review episode?
All right. Number one, Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be an immediate bust or at least good in 3 years. Number two, apparently, Tony Romo was an elite quarterback. Apparently. Okay. 3, the Saints had a great value draft. Everything they liked was on sale, and they got what they needed. 4, nobody wants to see 3 yards in the cloud of dust in Tennessee. Nobody's checking for that.
Your ass called 14 wins last year.
Dallas needs let me holler at you on their finance staff. Let's look at a few numbers here. 6, Atlanta. The city of Atlanta can never have a winning spirit. Never. No. 7, Popeyes is better than Louisiana. This is all common place we know this. And number 8, my favorite, a buttermilk drop tastes like a soft titty with glaze on it. That's poetic right there.
First of all, who's putting glaze on soft titties? Like, did anybody
Me?
done?
Well,
I didn't even think about to do that.
Right.
now
I was already enjoying it, but wait, let me add this glaze. Does
honey count as a glaze?
No, that's I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna take a toaster icing from Toaster Strudel pack and try it.
Y'all got too much time on y'all hands.
yeah.
I'm gonna just try it out. See
I don't have that kind of time.
Look, now if you use the spicy food, what you do is you get the hot and spicy ramen noodle pack, and then you sprinkle that over just the areola area though, not the whole tip. You just want it just right around the nipple area, right?
With my luck, she got a rash.
Now,
you got pissed off, and
you want to lick your finger and rub around it so that the seasoning will stick to it.
Like it's a
He has put thought in this.
Oh my God.
Unlike Jerry Jones, he has a plan.
Done this before, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's what I hear.
Let's make sure we clarify those.
Shout out to Club Triple Boost.
You said the Saints had a great value draft. Not great value as in, great value. No, great value as in Walmart.
The white and blue.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely clear. Everything was on sale.
Okay.
Hey, but you back to the lemon drop shit. We gotta be precautious about the titty hole theory or whatever, because some girls do put deodorant in there.
Yeah.
Underneath the titty.
Yeah. You a little chafing and all that. You don't need that kind of stuff going on in your life right now.
But no, I know this was a throwback, but Club Triple Deuce was Club Shay Shay before Club Triple Deuce. So for people that went to Louisiana Lafayette, if you know, you know.
Tip of the hat.
You know. There was some good times.
Yeah. I missed it. Especially at McNasty Stadium.
Oh man, those times in the flats.
McNasty was an old football stadium that didn't have stadium lights. So at nighttime, you can imagine it was a football stadium with no stadium lights.
And it was the halfway point between the boys and the girls.
Yeah.
So when you was trying to get that hookup, it was like, all right, meet me at McNasty. You know what I'm saying? Meet me on the track field.
Y'all out there humidity sex and shit? God damn.
Look, you ever seen Indiana Jones when he looked at that snake pit, but he hadn't got the light yet, and you just see stuff moving? That's what the stadium looked like. Just body parts moving. You can't really make out what it is, but you know something going on over there.
Something going on.
That's what happened when you were supposed to be my roommate. That's what happened when you went to Tulane or wherever you went at.
Me?
Oh.
No, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Oh man, look, I wasn't coming to ULL because Stonewall was there. You know what I'm saying? Wombat.
Oh yeah.
Cadell was there. But I probably would have linked up with Abner Hearn. I know for sure. You know what I mean? So, but y'all did have the women out there though. I do give y'all that. I used to visit out there and be like, Lord have mercy, I need to go home.
Hey, honestly, bro, that's the only reason why I went to UL. They told me it was 15-1. I figure I gotta hit something. If it's 15-1, you can't miss, dog. Like you ain't trying if you ain't hit something in UL. Honestly.
Well, the real I guess we can say this for another podcast, but I know we all from like Southern Louisiana-ish or whatever. But how many of us married women from that area? I know Tony Love, you did, but you did too, Jimmy? Yeah, I tried that once, and I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I need something that don't know our ways. You know what I mean?
Look, more specifically, the River Parish.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
You
know, I couldn't do that. I'm related to everybody, so I could do that.
Yeah. That's what stopped me from doing anything.
It's a workout.
Mm-hmm.
It does polish some certain skills.
So Chris, you honorary.
I'm David Collado.
You got to go down there with one of us.
Yes,
it's a different experience.
Yeah,
a different experience.
That's my goal. I'm probably gonna tag along with with D-Moe one good time, and just drop me off where the action's happening. Now make sure you got keep your phone charged because I'm subject to get in trouble when I go places. So,
my kind of dude. I want to be there.
So I go down there and I'm like, D-Moe, I'm walking down here in the French Quarter. Hey, bruh, pay attention to where the hell you at because that shit ends. And I'm thinking, what the hell does he mean it ends? Like, you know, man, we walking like, the fuck are we? There's no lights, no parade, nobody. We just done walked out of the world. I'm like, there's some lights back over there. Let's just hightail it the hell back over there. Shit.
Yeah. Once you get to the flags, that's the sign. That's
that shit just,
oh shit. Yeah.
That shit just ended.
The Tangerine Boy City.
But look, while we talking about it, everybody on the call know you know where it starts and stops.
Mm.
Also know, don't be out there trying to flex. Don't start no shit with them. You will get your fucking ass kicked by a dude in the dress, and you will wonder what happened. And it's like I've seen a bunch of people take L's, man. I'll go down there talking.
Once you pass up cats, the conversation can change.
That's right. That's right.
And like you said, you thinking this is an easy battle because he got on some Christian Dior shit.
Look, I knew
I done seen many a drunk fool get like straight washed in front of all his friends by some dude with makeup on and heels.
See?
You done got clown. I mean, like straight up clown, like putting hands on him. I'm like,
and cops ain't showing up for like 15, 20 minutes.
This is not how you want to go out, bro. I promise.
They'd have to pick up who got dropped off.
Bro, he ain't even take off his heels to fuck you up.
look, still got wig still intact, makeup still all straight, like he and broke a sweat.
I done seen that so many times.
He ain't even break a nail on you.
Yeah.
What you said?
So the tournament, the AAU tournament in New Orleans, I know when I was coaching, we had that opportunity. It was not, I chose no. I said, let's do Dallas. It was either Dallas or Orlando. I was like, I'm not there was like, you can do nationals in New Orleans, Dallas, or I said, I know what it's not going to be.
Right.
So
we ain't going to New Orleans.
Right. We down there and walking with my son, and he done fell behind. I'm like, what the hell? He back there? Look back. He posted up. There was a strip club, and I guess he could catch a peep on something every time the door's open. What? You don't get your look. Wait a minute. Look, next thing I'm like, wait a minute. Then his mom called her, Chris. Oh, we were looking. I think we. Damn. Let me go that way, but yeah, 13-year-old boy. But yeah, we're trying to go to Dallas. We got Virginia Beach coming up this summer, so we'll see what happens. I was trying to retire, but they got me back in with a 5th grade team. So I'll be calling my boy Nick. Look, I need some drills because I got a big man he's big, but he's never played. A lot of shape, but he just eats up space. So I'm just trying
I got something for that. The big I had, I think I told you about him before. He his team, he was at South Georgia State, and they went to the JUCO national tournament. They won the region, so I think they made it to the Sweet 16. But he's working on offers now.
Yeah.
But he was kind of like that. He was big. He went to Grayson. He was big, and we got him on jump ropes and just working on stuff before and after practice, and just getting him nimble.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's like when you see him, I've seen you some clips of him. It's almost like he's too big for the thoughts that he's trying to do or whatever. Because it's like he go 5 feet, next thing you know, he's tripping over himself and stuff. But he's got that want to, and whatever he'll come back the next practice better than what he was. And coach, I worked on this. I worked on positioning on the block, strong hands and stuff. I said, okay, as long as you want to, I'll work with you. But now them drop off parents, them be the kids that you don't want to be in. The parents don't really want you here, but you got in the house for an hour. Yeah. Yeah,
you're not listening to anything you're saying. I'm probably gonna do an episode with some of my players. We're just gonna talk about the AAU path, the benefits and stuff like that. But they know they gave me hell. They own it, at least. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we know, coach.
So 504 guys, what's the first place y'all gravitate to when y'all come here to Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta a long time.
Look, Peachtree Street.
It's everywhere.
Street.
Demers, what's my spot? What's my spot that I always talk about?
Off of 78, D-Moe.
Follies.
Not Follies.
It ain't Strokers.
Strokers.
There we go.
Strokers.
There
That
we
was
go.
by the whole crib.
Okay.
Strokers. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to legendary times. I ain't look. Here's some family business. So I took a job in Florida, and D-Moe them took me out to Body Tap. That damn fish was so good. I think we missed like 2 hours of stripping because all our faces were down in the fish basket. There was nobody in there. And it was like, well, you can't sit here because the place is full. We're like, there's nobody in here. So we sat down, we got us a little table, brought us these fish baskets, ate that shit. And like we throwing back fish baskets like shots. We done looked up like, damn, this place full. What the hell? Stripper comes by and asks my boy Mark, would you like a dance? No, but if you can bring us another round of fish baskets, we good.
Lemon pepper Lou.
Yeah. Yo, man.
I mean, that's one thing about Atlanta and Miami is like people really go to them places to eat. Like you can get you a fire ass steak at a strip club out here. Like that's ridiculous and shocking.
Right.
It's kind of like New Orleans where you can get you a good ass seafood at a gas station. You can go down there, Clyde's, Brothers, or whatever.
Right.
And we never close and get you the best seafood you probably gonna get in the next 12 hours anyway. So
I don't know about Triangle though.
So that we never close. I'm probably finna blast with something. Is that anything like a spondivits or something? What we got? We never close.
So Chris, one thing, one of a 504 thing is the place used to be another place.
yeah.
We got a bunch of restaurants that used to be something. So we never closed like an old McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? And it's out on the edge of town, but it is literally 3-4 o'clock in the morning. It's one of the
line be around the thing.
It's one of the best sandwiches you'll get, and it's a staple. Like you have to go. Like we're gonna sit in this line tonight so that you can might eat half when we get back to the house, and then you're gonna sleep it off. And then when you wake up in the next morning, you're gonna eat the rest.
You got breakfast.
Yeah.
It was the Roxbury staple.
Is that in another spot like that was Wing Shack?
Wing Shack, what?
Wing Shack was another one. Like regardless of the line, you leaving the metro, it was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit in this line to sober up a little bit. Then I'm gonna use the chicken to sober me up on the ride back home.
True story.
And in the words in Jimmy style, when I had the gallant, open the sunroof and throwing chicken bones at the sunroof. Remember that? We on the interstate doing 100 miles per hour. This boy throwing chicken wings at the sunroof. You and Wine did that shit.
I had a 1983 Toyota Supra with a sunroof. Chunky. I'm done. I'm not eating. I'm done eating this now. I'm gonna throw this out of my sunroof. Don't have a reason to do it, but just do it.
See, but we old enough. We of a certain generation too. We never closed. If y'all remember, was right by skate country.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So you go from the skating rink, and then the plaza was out there, like the Black Mall was out there. So you had like appointments out there. The club Atlantis was out there.
What's the bowling alley it was, Floyd, that we used to go to?
Rainbow Lanes. Yeah. It was the Rainbow Lanes, yeah.
Rainbow Lanes was out there too. Yeah.
On Bullet, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that was out there. So you spent all that time out in the East, and you're gonna finish off at We Never Close. And we're gonna have to stay in this line till we're done. And you might sit in that line for an hour.
Rest in peace to Kenny Key West.
Yeah.
Give a shout out.
That was the R. Kelly special.
Look.
We in this line, we committed to it now.
Look, we here now. Like, ain't
we're not
yeah.
Yeah, you're 18 to 20. Oh, like, God damn, man. Why we come to this bitch? You know what I'm saying? But it's popping though. But shit, God damn.
But on the topic of great value for the Saints, I just got a notification now that says the Saints have signed the most free agents, 11 people, and in the NFL. Like, they have the most free agents signed after the draft, which is 11 players.
That means players want to come to their culture and develop.
Yeah.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Right.
Well, it is the Harvard of quarterbacks.
Was DeMonte on that list? Coxley?
I didn't see the player. They just told me to 11. I gotta actually go see it though. But I know.
I was talking to a girl earlier today. They were saying they were negotiating with some people as far as getting them in the camp.
I tell you right now. What's the name you asked?
DeMonte Coxey, not a nephew.
No, not as of yet. They signed a bunch of they signed 2 cornerbacks and a safety, but 3 cornerbacks and a safety. So, and they got 2, another linebacker, tight end, 2 offensive linemen, and a punter. So
yeah, because we let our boy go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mostert. Yeah.
How old was
But we had the other dude that was on injured reserve last year, right? We drafted a punter last year.
But wasn't that didn't Morstead have like the fewest punts?
Yeah. And he had a bad year when he did come in the game.
Oh, cosmetic going for it on 4th down ass.
Again, what the numbers say? What the numbers say about going for it on 4th down?
Analytics.
I think they said the first 5 games last season he only punted 3 times.
Yeah.
Man.
Damn.
I mean, that's a good sign. I mean,
it's a problem to have. Exactly. That's something going right.
Somebody probably email him down there and say, "Hey, don't let him punt this time." I'm gonna let that bone go one day, D-Moe. It ain't gonna be today.
Fine. Like I said, you heard our story. I guarantee you, again, in a numbers-driven league, there are all. I mean, like even Antonio Brown. Like remember Brady gave him a touchdown towards the end of one of those games, close to a time. That's just the stories we know. Like imagine the stories we don't know about a player hitting an incentive. And then the team making sure that he gets this.
Like on any given Sunday type shit.
Hey, it works out for the team. It works out for the player.
Let me ask you this though, Chris. If Tony Romo had more opportunities on 4th and short to go for it, with him being able to scramble and throw the ball, don't you think that makes more sense? I know with Breeze don't have that scrambling ability, but for a quarterback to have like Tony Romo, Cam Newton's, or somebody that has a 2-way type skill set, don't you think you want that ball in his hand instead of kicking a 55-yard field goal?
Yeah, because I've actually grown out of old school. I used to be that guy. I don't mind a 3-0 football game, but the A word analytics shows that I need to, especially playing against Breezes. I mean, I need to keep that ball.
Exactly.
We up 13 with 4 minutes left. Dog, you can go for it. Damn it, he gonna go 900 yards to get this 2 touchdowns. I'm not punting him the ball. Down that shit. In fact, if you take off running 80 yards back the other way and give him 2 points, I'm good with that.
The last Cowboys games have been close. They have come down to the wire, and they've been defensive struggles. Mm-hmm. And again, it proves the point. Like you got to pick and choose your shots when it comes to 3rd and 4th down. Like you
right. And it's funny that y'all said it because I get conflicted when we get into the flow of the game. Sometimes Garrett wanted to go for it, and sometimes, 4th and 1 you punting, 4th and 4 you going for it, bruh. Come on, And my elite quarterback Romo, sometimes he had that Favre trait in him. You're gonna give it to the other team sometimes, so it's that plays in the back of my mind. But I just still feel like teams like we had, not the Saints, because when they had Ingram, you play that game. You got you got Barber, you got Zeke. Hell, you 4th and a half yard, you punting. What message are you sending? And you got again for like the 3rd time since the 90s, the best offensive line in football. That's a good man right there. That's elite.
Yeah. No.
That other side can go. But anyway, you have the elite running back. Show it. At this point, sometimes comes time you got to put him out there. You got to show it. So that's what would irritate me. And then we don't play complementary football. Your defense is doing good. Okay, then y'all want to go 3 and out with 3 pass plays. You got number 21 back there. He never touched the ball a series, and you punting the ball back to Breezes.
A run game is like a post game in basketball. So, like for example, when the Lakers was on their one with Shaq and Kobe, Shaq can't shoot free throws. We know Shaq can't shoot free throws. Right. He claimed he make them when it count, whatever the case may be. You telling me that you have this monster on the block that you're not going to at least let him touch it and draw attention to himself? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to use that part of the game, regardless of the numbers may not, the conventional may not be to do this, but you got to use that monster that you have. Like I said, when Barber was on his run, running himself in the ground. Like,
Yeah.
stop being cute. You know what I'm saying? Just get to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
And I'll give the Saints this: it's consistency. One thing the Cowboys, we just never got consistency. How does Amari Cooper average 113 yards in Dallas, and then you become one catch for 15 yards when we go on the road?
And that's exactly why we got this ticket here, because this was the game where the Cowboys, look, they had, because it went into overtime, and they had it. They had the game. And I forgot who that was. They threw a screen to somebody. It was a running back.
CJ Spiller.
Man, look. And when I tell you, I was in the stadium with and the Cowboys fans, yeah, Cowboy. Oh, how about them Cowboys? As soon as Spiller caught that ball, the whole stadium, the whole stadium just around. I couldn't even see the man scoring a touchdown. They had so many people just jumping up, going crazy. I'm like, what the hell happened? It was like Spiller caught a screen, a touchdown. I'm like, what the holy shit. Like Dallas was like, I mean, they had that game. Everybody was leaving out the stadium. It was like, oh man, shit is over.
But nobody really talk about the new rivalry against the Cowboys versus the Saints. It's actually bigger than what some people think it is.
I don't think it's new though. I think the Saints are just now more relevant.
I think it's always been there.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Katrina.
No.
It's us that moved there.
It's not. It has nothing to even do with Katrina. I think it's Sean Payton was the best coach they let leave out the door.
Yeah, too.
Yes.
Good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never forgive Jerry for that shit. I'm like, damn. We went through Dave Campo, Joe Avazano, Chris Davis, a couple other bums.
Steve Rodgers.
Yeah. I was like, really? And then
Chan Gailey.
Yeah.
Chan Gailey.
and you didn't give
I ran my cousin out of college football.
Didn't even give what's his name? Bieniemy a interview. I was like, okay.
You had a 4-hour interview with Michael Singletary and still went with Wade Phillips.
Yeah. Get that.
Like, what are you doing in a 4-hour interview?
And then I don't know, bullshit. But you know what they said? Matt came in. Hell, he had a year off. Had all this video plan, these PowerPoints of how he would utilize this and that. I was like, y'all do realize he was fired, right? That's why he was sitting around and had this time to come up with all these plans.
Right.
But
right.
And he's
Floyd,
another.
You help with that PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
So Jerry paddling around on his yacht and stuff like that. I was like, we got to get back to football business. I don't hear nothing else about Frisco to Star, AT&T, Jerry World. Man, if we become a joke. Like I said, there's a whole generation of NFL fans that treat the Cowboys like we treat the Browns. Who are they?
Yeah.
Why are these Mickey Fickies on TV? Who is talking about them? Who the hell is Troy Aikman? Other than this guy talking on TV that look like Jay-Z.
Oh.
He looked like an old white Jay-Z.
Hey, if he show up to the stadium in a Lexus ES300, I'm gonna fucking pass the fuck out.
Not with the fedora and the scarf, huh?
I mean, if you look at everybody's franchise, there should be somebody.
Y'all still living in the past, though. That's the problem. Y'all still living in the past. Y'all got to get past the past.
Wait, is that a Viking fan talking about somebody's past?
No,
they're twins. That's the Saints. He's the Saints.
Oh, my bad. Oh, he's a Saints fan. We talking about the past?
No, Chris. What I'm saying to you is, listen to me, bro. Y'all still living in the past. Like, y'all still living on that. What last time y'all won the Super Bowl? 95. Y'all still living on that.
But shit, that's like old money though. You still eat good for the rest of your life on 5.
But you not though.
Shit, the Packers been living on Bart Starr since hell before I even got here. Well, I was a twinkle in my daddy's eye. Man, look, so we got 5 on it.
Look. Math don't add up, bro. Like,
go ahead, school me on it.
Y'all gotta look. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I'm not hating on y'all.
Yeah, it's hating. Go ahead.
I'm not hating on y'all at all, but I mean, you gotta admit though, something's gotta change upper management though. You know what I'm saying?
The difference between us and every other franchise, We can't fire that motherfucker.
So here's the deal. I'll be honest with you. Until that shit happens, this is what you gonna experience every season.
I mean, y'all waiting on Jerry Jones to die. I mean,
that is we are where the Raiders were a few years back.
Yeah. Mark Davis probably telling out, "Damn, we gotta get out of Oakland, though." Seriously.
You know.
Right. Hey man, I got it, Dad. I got it. Vegas. Oh, get out of here.
And like Cameron on Peyton Full. DC. DC. Tony Love don't get that reference.
Right.
But until you hear, like, when we brought in Parcells. Well, who ain't seen?
Oh no, I have not seen Peyton Full.
And how long have we been talking about this on the podcast?
Hey, you with the Cali school, don't fuck the niggas.
Almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. I've seen the first 20 minutes.
Now you sound like me in Avatar.
Shit, he gets shot in the first 20 minutes. Like
we know a real life Avatar. But
hold up, did you just reference Avatar?
Yeah, Chris said he haven't seen Avatar. And I was like, we know a real life Avatar.
Wait, which Avatar though?
The blue people. I can't get through. Yeah, not Airbender. The blue people. I sit down with the whole intent. I'm finna watch this.
Yeah.
Hey, we should start a group chat with y'all guys, and we'll share these references.
Yeah.
No, but legit. I've watched Avatar, but I've only watched it because I'm one of them people that, like, if I start a movie, I can't not know how it ends. Right. So I had to force myself to literally watch Avatar. That's why I don't understand how people like made it. It was like the #1 highest grossing movie or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have went to see this again.
That on purpose.
Like, yeah. Like, no, I get it. It's cool, but no.
It's a call out.
They're making part two.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like 3 or 4 of them they're making or something.
Nick, I still haven't taken your advice. I said I was gonna go back and give WandaVision a chance. I'm still on episode 2, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get it. I know
you gotta get past. Once you get to 3 or 4, it clicks.
Okay.
The first few episodes, I understand. I respect it. It is weird, but once you get past that, it's good.
Once he start to realize,
she just loving. I'm sitting there like,
yeah.
What are we watching? What is this?
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, if you want to spend some time, I don't know how many Game of Thrones fans we got on here, but I'm running it back.
Yeah.
Man, look.
Bro, greatest series ever. Like,
y'all seen they recording the dragon?
The prequel.
Prequels.
Yeah.
So they can probably do that for the next 20 years if they want to. They do it right.
Hell yeah.
As far as from the books and stuff, they can do a lot of prequels, carry on.
It'll be another Star Wars.
I mean,
you can just keep shooting off.
A better war scene in a TV series or movie ever than that. Than when the night winter came, that night fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can't name a better battle scene ever. Like that's the best one.
I mean, they got multiple battle scenes in that series. Like even the one when your boy was fighting Solo.
Battle Masters.
Battle Masters. When the scene when he pulls out the knife and he sees like 300 people coming at him. Yeah.
Go sit your little ass down. They don't want the job. You don't want to be king anyway, but you cutting up like this.
Right.
I'll tell you what though, to your point, D-Moe, Game of Thrones changed my leadership style at work.
Damn.
Tell me how.
I'm scared to ask. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, I'm like, make sure I don't wind up on his team.
Sometimes you gotta go the Lannister route. You know, hey, look, I'm gonna take care of you. I always pay my debt, right. And then you know, you got to take the North remembers attitude on a couple of things too. Yeah. Oh, this what you're doing? All right. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You learn who you can deal with and who you have to avoid.
Yes.
There's some people you gotta go around them. Then there's some people you have to deal with directly, and then there are other people you just don't fuck with. Like straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is little finger ass motherfucker. Get on my desk.
Fucking snitch.
Man, I just started it over, so I'm on episode 5, and I'm right back to where Ned Stark. Remember Ned Stark and Lannister had that fight outside the whorehouse, right? Remember that whole deal about Tyrion, and it's like you know we all know where it's gonna go all over again, but just
to realize it from that point of view.
Yeah, and you know, and Lannister was really like, oh, so you know, you think you all that. You supposed to be Ned Stark, like everybody got all this respect for you. You ain't all that. And basically he was trying, you know.
Trying to play me like a hoe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've rewatched The Wire like 3 times, and it's the same thing with The Wire. It's like when you go back and watch it from the beginning to see from a different angle, like knowing where it leads to, you kind of have a different perspective on a lot of it. So
my family think I'm crazy because I watched The Wire and Breaking Bad. I think that shit is still on loop with me. Both.
I'm about to say The Wire. You can watch The Wire like
point.
Wire late at night. No, I'm saying The Wire is like, you know what I'm saying? I got shit up to watch. Let me throw on a random episode of The Wire and go from there.
Right. But somebody brought up a point as to why that is though, because I didn't realize until they actually say why The Wire was so good and why it lasted for so long and it stayed consistent for so long. Because The Wire didn't focus on the characters. It focused on the story. Yeah, right. The city was the main character of that. So it's always interchangeable players, right? But the city always remained the same. Plus, in every season, you got a different aspect of why the city is fucked up the way it is.
The docks,
so it's like
the street,
right, the dock,
the paper,
the system,
the police,
like all that. And it was like, damn, like that made sense. Like, okay, I get it now. Like that's why that series was that dope, because it didn't focus on one or 2 or 3 characters, because then you could kill off those characters and it not
just keep
stop.
It moving.
Yeah, like it because the city was the main focal point of the show, and I was like, damn, that actually makes sense. Like
it was so ahead of its time.
It was.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's an all-time classic.
You know what else was ahead of its time? Paid in Full. My bad, Anthony.
Dang, shade.
On that note.
Now, see, I'm thinking he about to say My Baby Got Back 36. I was about to say, man, that was a classic right there. You hear me?
Oh man, but we're coming up to the end. Appreciate D-Moe, Chris coming through doing the draft recap. Like I said, I wanted to get some fans from other teams other than the Titans and the Saints. Some different point of views. Again, sorry for stealing your cornerback. I mean, it's just how it happened, man.
He works out. Hope he works out for you.
You know what? Man. This is one of the best podcasts ever, man.
He gonna be one of them alphabet boys too. I ain't worrying about it. Don't worry.
Man, that's a damn hater. Man,
dang, that's a hater.
But D-Moe, Chris, definitely need to have y'all back. We can jump into basketball and other shit.
Yeah, but anytime.
Man, I saw my old camp counselor on here, man. That's
crazy shit.
It's crazy.
I told you.
Yours is this big, man. That's big. I'm glad to see you doing well, man.
Man, same here.
All right, man. We'll be back next week. What you was about to say, D-Moe?
No, I was just gonna say, look, Anthony knows this is back in the day when we used to play dodgeball. Again, we was taking people's heads off.
See, you can't do that shit no more.
I want to apologize. I want to say thank you, Jesus, that nobody had some long concussion problems.